Introducing PubCoin. PubCoin is the rewards program for pub sports contributors. Regular chat contributors share their play of the day, POD, in the YouTube chat, including the phrase POD in their message. At the end of the week, the amount of units earned are converted into PubCoins. PubCoin can be used as reward points for prizes, shop discounts, and contests.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Mills here, Pub Sports Radio. Do you guys want to challenge the personalities here at Pub Sports Radio? Do you guys think you're better than them at entering in your MMA predictions and picks? Would you want to get paid for it? $100? Here's how you do it, man. You sign up right here at the link below. It's just this easy. PubSportsRadio.com. Enter your email. Pick your weekly picks. That's it. Oh, and you get bonus points if you can predict how they're going to win in what round. Every single week, a new winner's getting crowned. So every Saturday on Pub Sports Radio. So come on and check us out. You can win $100 just for signing up. Only thing you need to do is see if you can beat us here at Pub Sports Radio by entering your UFC predictions and picks weekly. Do it. I dare you. See you guys soon.
Your membership to Gold, you will be automatically entered in every horse race, every Wednesday and Friday. It is time to race horses. We are racing camels today.
Shout out to the Gold members. We're racing in San Antonio immediately here. And we're off. 2 minutes, 74 canals on this racetrack. It's wide. We're racing in San Antonio.
Matt Wally moving forwardly. Jeff Slaughter in the mix as well. And as is Randall Sheffield, who's put that beautiful nose out front.
But it's actually real grass here, Jimmy. Maybe Kentucky bluegrass. Oldie, no! There he goes. Oldie in the lead now. K. Wolf falls back. The horses love it. Sometimes they stop and eat it on the way to the finish line. That's why your horses start so far in the back. Here, oh, look at Nusflush Allen bursting out here. J-Dub in the mix. Rude Boy up here as well. Jimmy, take it away.
There's Oldie. Oldie is moving to the front. We are past the halfway mark in our 2 mile. And there's Ricky Levy.
Oh my goodness, he's in the mix here. Jimmy, take it home. This is our first dog race ever.
19 seconds left in the horse race here. It's Fernando Mendoza trying to find the wire. 14 seconds left. Can Fernando Mendoza take this home? Here comes Kenny Ken. Kenny Ken wants a piece of the pie. Put his schnoz up front. Ricky Bobby, 9 seconds left. Can Donuts Silks make a run? Can Res Mall make a run to be $50?
Bouquett, you son of a bitch!
Here comes Tori Coker. Kenny Ken, Smoke and Mirrors, Director 97. Home. That is way to Jason Meyer, the Eldorado Custodian, Billy Friedrich. Joe's one all coming down to the finish.
Coin! Meyer, nowhere!
Oh no, Fanatical Jim.
From the corporate Peter Loshak, legendary sports handicapper, more dapper than a Dom. Father young phenom, known as Jimmy, who declared one day that the bag was here to stay. Information like a PSA, we all PSR, Pub Sports Radio is all. Is a man named Slaughter and he flipped the script. No competition in this but they quit the trip. But we say we be pubbing, betting with the bag and you love it. We want a top 10, we above it. Let's check.
The opinions expressed of this show are for entertainment purposes and should not be misconstrued or interpreted as fact. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700.
Oh, shit. Yo, are we live? Yeah, what's going on? Sorry about that. All right. Hey, Jose Bouquett, are you there? Oh, there we go. Can you hear me?
I hear you, Pete. I guess we're live. I wasn't ready.
I know we had that horse race going on and everything and all that stuff. I thought I had an extra 90 seconds or whatever, and I guess that's cool though. That's cool though. What's going? We don't care about the kumbaya shit, all the professionalism, all that stuff. All we care about is valuable information, good leans and analysis and picks, and we do that, Dabby Cat. We do that.
Yeah, we do that as best as we can, right, Pete?
We try our best. All right, so what's up, everyone? We're going to let me see what's going on here. All right, so shout out to everyone. I gotta fucking tweet this out so that people know that we're live. My audio's all right.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. No, it's not. It's turned around. Now it's better, right?
Actually, yes, it is better now.
Yes. All right. Okay. All right. I believe we have Gorky to talk about the 2 college football games we can talk about. Then we're going to talk about MLB, and then, of course, 2 WNBA games. It's going to be great. We got the comment section. I got to tweet this out, Dabby Cab.
Go for it. I'll talk with the chat while you get that.
Yeah, what is going on in the comment section? Are people there? Is anyone saying anything? What's going on?
Turnbuckle Tommy coming in there. We got our guy Jermaine says, "What up, gang?" Shout out to you, Jermaine. Right. Stacks, Justin, good to see you, Stacks. Let me scroll up and see if of course it's up there. We got Stacks POD number 1. Henderson over 1.5 total bases at plus 105. Stacks number 2 is Vegas Aces over 86.5 team total at minus 112. Shout out to you, Stacks. I see we got our Pig Milk play of the day up there at the top as well. Pig Milk is Red Sox plus 140. Right now, Pig Milk is 20-23 plus 1.1 units. Shout out to you, Billy Friedrich. Anybody knows that tracks honestly, having a play of the day that's positive, that's a win right there. So shout out to you, Pig Milk. Keep it running, my dude. Keep it running and go get those Red Sox today. Good to see you, Nate. Kong's Clips, man. Somebody has the name Auburn in the chat. I don't like you.
All right, I'm almost done, Gabby. Keep it going.
I can keep going. I'm just gonna let that sit for a second. Let you hear me say that. I don't like it's next week. You can be here, Auburn. This week you're gonna catch some strays, bro. It's not the place to be. A&M's coming for those Tigers. I just want you to know that. Shout out to Chappie Funk. What up, Texas fam? The other day when I was talking to the chat and Pete, you said to shout out all the real ones. I got a kick out of that. That was funny because I could sense the I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but they are real ones. Yeah. You were right. So shout out to
they say real recognize real, and I can't recognize real. So by deduction, that means I'm not real, and I'm okay with it. But I definitely shout out real ones when someone else tells me who they are. No question about it.
Yeah, there you go. Von Polo in the chat, man. I know he's smelling fresh. If you guys haven't checked out Von Polo's show, make sure and check it out. Let you guys know what to wear, where to wear it, when to wear it. Smelling good. Shout out to Von Polo, man.
All right, let me just post this here. Looks like it's good. Should be good. If it's not, that's all right. All right, hold on. I gotta. Sorry, I'm a little bit behind. Here. All right, hold on.
Don't do that to me, Stacks. He said if I didn't mention your name, read between the lines. That's not true. That's not because I missed you, JM, and I missed my dude Swig. Man, good to see you, Swig, in the chat. I will tell you this: if I didn't see you guys there yesterday, or you didn't comment on the show yesterday, maybe I did skip you on purpose.
All right, shout out to everyone: Jermaine, Justin McKelvey, Kong's Clips, Von Polo. Great to meet you, Von Polo. Ronnie Lofton. All right, let's roll. You ready? You ready, Dabby Cap?
Ready to go, Pete. I told you last week, Pete. We don't have to. I send in games for Medicaid Monday that we cap in college football, and then I send in games to Jimmy tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So I try and that's why there's only ever 2 or 3 because I do it every day. And by the end of the week, that's 9 games. And I personally don't like to bet as much as some people. I like to keep it between 5 and 7 bets on a Saturday. Point being, Pete, if there's ever a game that I don't bring that you want to talk, just let me know and I'll be ready.
Okay, I will do that. I'll consider that. Next week, Dabby Cap. And also, I believe we have Gorky. Is Gorky also going to help break this game down with us or not?
I'm not sure.
Good morning, gentlemen.
All right. Now, we don't waste a lot of time with kumbaya shit, but last week I've had a pretty good college football season. Last week I had Oklahoma State. It was brought to my attention that Gorky liked Tulsa on the money line.
Ooh, 4-0.
Wow. Gorky, you had Tulsa on the money line last week?
I did.
Just tell me quickly what I missed. Why'd you like it? And then we'll get into the 2 games.
It was a late ad. I added it because I just felt something in my gut, and my gut was right.
Wow.
Because I looked at the numbers of what Oklahoma State had given up in previous matchups, and Tulsa's defense looked good enough, and I turned out to be right.
Totally right. Not lucky either, and really great call.
Well, yeah, but for the money line, though, it got tight there in the last couple of drives.
Right. Sure. But I mean, yeah, I took Oklahoma State first half, and man, I'm gonna have to revisit what I think about that team, because you're a Big 12 program coming off a bye and an embarrassing loss. I know Tulsa's a rivalry game. You got to get up for that and prepared for it, and it didn't happen. All right, you ready to talk about
a big time program compared to what Tulsa is?
I mean, I know Tulsa's a good program. They repeatedly would cash as an underdog. So it's but yeah,
right.
Really impressive call.
But expectations are different from one program to the other.
Yeah,
unjustly so in some cases, like this year.
It's crazy. Right. I was about to say Tulsa makes me think of Memphis, and I swear I wasn't even thinking about the Memphis upset over Arkansas when I was thinking that. I was just thinking the two teams kind of align. And look at both of them with big upsets, Tulsa and Memphis. Yeah. Shout out to Memphis might make the college football playoffs. I mean, tell me who's going to stop them. You guys might want to get that future in.
Yeah. Justin McKelvey says, guess I'm not going to be out till 4:00 Eastern. Who knows? We bullshit and run our mouths a lot here, Justin McKelvey. But we're going to start this game right here before 12:10 Eastern. I can tell you that. TCU and Arizona State. You guys ready? TCU rolled SMU last week. I did have them in that one. That was one of my winners. And Arizona State won at Baylor. I completely passed on that game. We talked about that one, Dabby Cab, and I said that I passed on it. It was a total pass for me. Of course, Arizona did win that one straight up, but they also won the turnover battle 3-zip, though. And this is a huge game, of course. It's on Friday. Arizona State's a small favorite. Two great quarterbacks here. And basically the matchup here is that TCU has an explosive offense that can get big plays. Arizona State, though, they probably will, especially when they're in a competitive game, they will probably want to slow the game down and limit possessions and sneak out a home win. That way, they have they're very vulnerable between the red zones, but then inside the 20, their defense is very good. So if they can hold TCU to a few field goals inside the red zone, they will probably win this one. I like Arizona. I like both these programs. Don't really feel comfortable fading them. This is a game that feels like a pass for me, but I do have leans, and I would be leaning Arizona State if you gave me a free play right now, although that is extremely scary. I guess we'll run this up the flagpole in terms of level of expertise. And just because of the Tulsa money line call, I'm sorry, Dabby Cap, but Gorky ranks ahead of you right now in my mind. So we'll start with you, Dabby Cap, TCU, Arizona State. What do you think?
No, Dabby, go first, please.
Yes, but Gorky, don't listen. Gorky, just you're more than what. Don't you can be up that ranking poll, guys. I don't.
No, Dabby, go first, please, because I'm still looking up things I want to know before I get there.
Yeah. No, did I missay the names? I meant to say Dabby goes first.
Oh.
Did I missay it?
Yes.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry about that. I meant to say, Dabby, you go first because Gorky ranks ahead of you. So go ahead, Dabby. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Got you. So I have already bet this game. And Wine Time and me went back and forth heavy, and I will have more action in this game. The props just aren't available yet. Obviously, everybody knows I'll probably be on the Hoover touchdown prop. I'm 2-0 when I bet that this year, and it was plus 125 last week. The first thing that catches my attention in this game, Pete, is the total. I was on the over in the Baylor game, and that was one of my two losses last weekend. I went 3-2 last weekend, but I did have 2 units on Hoover, so it was kind of like a 4-2. It was a good day. Would have liked it to be better. But the total was 59.5, and it closed at 69, or it closed in 60.5. I would put this total right around the same spot, if I'm being honest. So I find it very interesting that it's down at 54.5. You got 2 quarterbacks here. Levitt was a potential Heisman candidate going into the season. And, everybody knows how I feel about Hoover. I think he is one of the top 3 quarterbacks in all of the country. There's no question about it. So, yeah, we've got this big quarterback matchup. But another matchup that's interesting is the wideouts, man. You got Tyson for Arizona State, averaging 89.3 yards per game. And then you got McAllister for TCU, who has just been a dog, 106.7 yards per game. He's already got 3 touchdowns. Arizona State's going to lean on their defense. And I don't think it's going to be enough against TCU, which is why I'm on the TCU money line here. I don't want the points, and I'll also be on Hoover. I've said it for 3 weeks now. This is a playoff TCU team. I genuinely think TCU can win the Big 12. I think Tech is their biggest competition. But I think there's a path forward for TCU to get right back in the playoffs. And I'll say this for you, Pete, since I said it yesterday. TCU makes me think of Florida State, right? Last year, Florida State was terrible, 2-10. One of the worst teams ever. 2 years ago, Florida State didn't lose a football game. This year, Florida State looks like they got right back in the saddle, right? TCU did the same thing. They were not a good football team last year. 2 years ago, they went to the college playoffs. They were firing on all cylinders. They're back. They got a line that's protecting Hoover. And if you give Hoover time in the pocket, I don't care how good Arizona State's defense is. He is going to move the ball down the football field. And that's where Wine Time and me keep clashing. He thinks Arizona State's defense is going to be able to stop TCU. I don't. And if I'm being honest, this total being lower gets me more excited about TCU, even though it sounds like it should be a defensive game. TCU is going to put up 28 to 35 points in this football game. It's going to happen. And this is an Arizona State defense who, they, as good as they might be, right? You know, they gave up 24 against Baylor. They gave up 24 against Mississippi State, albeit Mississippi State's looking like they're a better football team, 4-0 right now. Just haven't really played anybody other than Arizona State. But I think Arizona State is susceptible. I think they lose this week. I think they lose next week. So if you're an Arizona State fan, strap in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Arizona State's going to be able to stop TCU between the 20s. Inside the red zone, they might be able to. And I think that's what this game comes down to. It's a very tough one. You know, I would take Arizona State if you gave me a free play. I definitely would not bet that. And anyone who likes TCU, I certainly understand why. Gorky, what do you think, if anything, on this one?
Just a sec.
That's all right. No. Gorky gets.
I have a double up spot here, Pete.
Oh shit!
I just played the money line for TCU at plus 105. You guys can get better at your books, you know. But I also have the TCU team total over 28.5 points at plus 125. Again, you guys can get better at your books. But I think that especially the bet that I gave out yesterday on Medicaid Monday is going to cash nice and early. Even if Hoover doesn't play, I believe in the explosiveness of the wide receiving core and just the talent positions over Kenny Dillingham's small defensive lines. They cannot dominate anyone who shows any sort of resistance. Like, Baylor can't stop anybody. That's the only reason Arizona State didn't lose. I was on Baylor heavy on Saturday. I needed them to cash me out pretty good. For a 3-unit win, I needed them, but you know, they cannot stop even me. And I should have remembered that I talked about them needing to get some new linebackers, and that reared its ugly head once again.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to against me, you, Dabby, and Jose's grandma, they couldn't even stop the four of us. And Dabby's pretty good, but me, you, and Jose's grandma.
Yeah, especially Jose's grandmother and myself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect them to stop Dabby, but the other three of us, of course, they got to be able to stop us. All right, I don't blame you. I mean, TCU's great, and I agree with you that TCU's offense, that they're not going to be able to stop TCU's offense in most of the field, but the red zone, Arizona State does have a very good red zone. You know,
even if Hoover takes the week off, which I don't think he does, because this is college and guys want to play and prove themselves. And thankfully for that. But even if Hoover doesn't play, I still favor TCU just because of that. Arizona State hasn't proven anything yet. You lost to a Mississippi State team. Granted, they are up as compared to what they were last year because of the transfer quarterback situation, but they're still a program that is near the bottom of the SEC.
I tell you what,
Go ahead, Dabby.
this seems to. I saw what some of the chat was saying how TCU, being ranked, it makes it seem easy. I couldn't disagree more. Arizona State was in the playoffs last year. Everybody saw, what they did against Texas. Everybody was with them, and they're at home right here. We're only 4 games into the season. You got an ex-playoff team at home going against a TCU team that didn't do anything last year. I think Arizona State's the easy side to bet, and I think it's I mean, I could eat crow and I could be wrong, but I'm very confident in TCU here. If you guys are taking Arizona State, I would do it.
Arizona State is definitely the public side. To me, I don't really see the last 5 in the rankings anyway. There shouldn't be a number beside your name if you're in the bottom 5 of the.
It's 15 and above
of the 25. To my opinion, it's a top 20.
Okay, well, Brendan Cummings, shout out Brendan Cummings, says he's taking an alt parlay, TCU plus 19 over 43.5, full game alt total, and TCU's over team total over as well. Yeah, I mean, it definitely feels like this will definitely, one way or another, not be a blowout at all. So maybe just betting some kind of.
I don't need a blowout. I need a high-scoring matchup that's close that TCU squeaks out in the end.
Although then again, it could be a blowout. If it is a blowout, it would definitely only be in TCU's direction because of their explosive offense. All right, Dabby, Cab, and Gorky both liking TCU. I can certainly understand that. The game scares me, and definitely I wish I could bet TCU over Arizona State, not counting the red zones. If I could do that somehow, I would definitely do it. But Gorky, Gorky, and Dabby both liking TCU. And here you go, Kong's Clips, who went 19-3 in college football last week. Unbelievable.
Hey,
I also had 19 winners in college football.
I'm with Kongs. I think this is double digits, Pete. I think that TCU wins by 7 or more points in this game.
There you go.
I'm not a 19-2 or whatever Kong did, but I am 12-3 the last 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I got to keep it rolling.
Wow. Holy shit. Kong's Clip says, I heard this last week, Texas Tech as well. Yeah, it is kind of similar. You got a legitimately good team, a legitimately excellent team as a small home favorite going up again. Yeah, it does feel that way. And of course, we know what happened in that one. Texas Tech rolled them. All right.
Just one more comment. Mm-hmm. If that Baylor team had any semblance of a middle linebacking core, like a middle line in defense, okay, Arizona wouldn't be favored in this spot.
Right.
Be it there at home, it would be a pick 'em.
Right. Yeah, I hear you. I mean, they definitely got a little bit lucky, I think, with the result in that Baylor game. All right, maybe I'll tell you guys on TCU. Let's move on now to the next one, which is a huge one, right? Another one where I really don't know what to think. Oregon against Penn State. We know what this game is all about. Oregon has rolled as a huge fave all 4 games so far. Penn State also, but they have played a much lower level of competition. They also didn't cover any of those games. Penn State, though, is also off a bye. So Oregon obviously is phenomenal. They just blew out Oregon State. And then Penn State, they haven't sometimes when a team hasn't played anyone tough, you sometimes might not know how good they are as opposed to quite how bad they are. Penn State, no surprise, is a bit of a small favorite here at home against Oregon. First total I saw was like 52.5 or so. Both teams look awesome. Free play, man, I don't even really know what I would do on this one if you handed me a free play. Let's start with you, Dabby Cab. Oregon, a great team, but, Penn State has a, very veteran roster this year. This is going to be a tough, spot for all the new faces on the Oregon on the Oregon roster, and now they're on the road, not at home with their with the turf and everything. So what do you think? Oregon plus 3.5, Dabby Cab?
Yeah, I took the 3.5 here.
Mm-hmm.
I think that this will close at a 3 or a 2.5. So if you like Oregon, I would take the 3.5. Don't be greedy. I don't think you're going to get a 4.5 if that's what you're hoping for. So I went ahead and bet it here. The leading storyline for this, Pete, you kind of already touched on it. Has Penn State shown anything yet? And I think the answer is no. I mean, they didn't need to open the offense up against Villanova. There's been no reason for them to show what they can do But you can say the same thing for Oregon, right? I know they put up 41 points and it's Oregon State that's a rival, but this is a bad Oregon State football team, okay? Right. A bad Oregon State football team. And then the same thing against Northwestern. Oregon, I know they put up 34 points, but they didn't open it up. I don't think either of these teams have opened it up offensively yet, right. Which kind of leads me to our first half under, because I think there will be a little bit of misfires out the gate in this game. But all that being said, I like more. The UCLA transfer over at Oregon, he sat out all last year, but I think that's a great thing. With the transfer portal, you don't get to see people spend a year in an offense behind a starting quarterback that's elite like Dylan Gabriel. And that's what he did. He got to spend a whole year learning this offense, getting comfortable with it. And now, Moore's that guy. And he does have starting experience. I know it's, at UCLA and it was tough, but he did get starting experience on the field. Now, traveling across the country in a whiteout game at Penn State, we're going to see what the kid's character, what his mental makeup really is, because this is going to be the toughest football game, the hardest environment he's ever played in. There is no question about that. For me, I think Allen is a little bit overrated. Aller is a little bit overrated. Allen's a stud. I think Aller is a little bit overrated. Franklin's offense built around him is just too slow for me. I don't feel like they take enough shots. I don't feel like they open it up enough. And for me, this is just a spot where I think it's a close game down to the very last play. And I think whoever wins on a field goal. So you're going to give me 3.5 with Oregon, who I think could very likely win the football game. I'm going to take the points every time.
Yeah, you might have something with the first half under. In the Big Ten title game last year, Oregon's run defense had some issues, and so certainly they're going to get challenged in that way in this one. And you're just giving Penn State with their roster and their coordinator and everything, 2 weeks to now prep. They're off of a bye. It just looks like it's going to be very tough. But I agree with you in general. Penn State tends to be, overvalued just in general. I think. And you might be right that we're going to see a lot of running and a relatively slow offense from Penn State in the first half. Oregon probably contain them a little bit. Yeah, maybe the first half under. I'd love to get 27. It's like 25.5 now, though. Gorky, what do you have on this one, if anything?
For me, brothers, it would be Oregon or nothing straight up.
Right.
Oregon or nothing straight up. Because if you look at the coaching matchup, who has James Franklin beaten in his career where he's like it's the big name?
Yeah.
When has he ever won against a big program going head to head? He hasn't beaten Ohio State, Michigan. He's been owned by these teams. And so Dan Lanning has the X's and O's mismatch in his favor. He has the more athletic quarterback. Less proven, yes, but Drew Aller is a super senior, I do believe. Yes.
I'm not sure. Dabby.
I mean, he's like 35 years old, so yeah.
He's
like Dante Moore is 20 years old at most, correct? And so he has youth on his side. He is more athletic. They know how to win at Oregon. Granted, they got killed by Ohio State in the Rose Bowl, but that wasn't under this offense's tutelage in the sense that he was on the bench, not under center.
Yeah,
so it's Oregon or nothing. Take the points and have a good day.
What do you think about maybe the under? Because the Ohio State game last year, I mean, that had a bit of a lower total, but still that game went way under. It does feel like maybe these Penn State, the competitive Penn State games are good or great bets on the under.
I have a feeling that if Oregon wins this game needs to be as much of a shootout as possible. They need to press on the gas pedal to keep from Penn State having any hope of being within a possession come the fourth quarter.
Dabby, what do you think? So you do like the first half under though, Dabby, right?
Yeah, I like the first half under. And I'm not as confident about Oregon as I am TCU. I can always tell you guys, I know that some people like to straight, unit bet across. I'm with Troy, who says that all bets aren't weighted the same. I feel that way. Just like last week, hell, if I didn't get limited on that Hoover prop, I would have had more money on it. I should have found another way to buy it, to bet it more. This Oregon spot is a unit bet for me. I like Oregon plus 3.5. But I don't have as much conviction about this as I do the TCU bet.
All right, let's look at the comment section to see what people are saying here. Kong's Clip says so many angles on Penn State winning this game. Okay, razor sharp picks. Last time James Franklin beat a top 10 team was in 2016 when Penn State beat Ohio State. There you go. Wow, Mickey Cohen shocked that Penn State was a 3-point favorite, or 3.5. I mean, you have to, right? I mean, what else could they be?
That was under Urban Meyer, correct, Razor, in 2016?
Hey, that's my dude in the chat, Mickey, man. Shout out to you. He said, why is Penn State not -1 instead of -? I mean, that would
have been a statement line right there.
Well, it's a whiteout game at home, Pete. So, by putting it at 3.5, I would almost call it a pick'em, no?
Yes. Because college football, 3-point, you are favored by 3 points just by home field advantage.
And I would almost give this home field advantage 4 points.
Well, that's why it's 3.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kong Slip says Penn State obviously not trying to cover spreads up to this point. He's called off the dogs at halftime in every game this season. Yeah, and I mean coaches that do that, in my experience, tend to then be good bets when they're playing.
Don't look at spreads that are like 45 points against Texas, like against Texas Abilene Christian University or whatever. That's like the level of a general high school team, you know what I mean? Like, come on.
Kong's Clip says he likes the first half under. I might add that one on, but you don't think that like the full game under is as good, because who knows what's going to open up when things get a little bit more chaotic. Yeah, it's such a huge game.
I don't like full game unders on a game. Now, I know this is almost silly to say this, Pete, but it almost happened for me in the Baylor-Arizona State game. I don't like unders in a game that I think come down to a field goal, because damn it, if this shit's tied and I lose my under in overtime, I'm not a happy camper.
Right. All right, I will make that my one official play on today's card. The worst line I can get here is 25.5 -113. I'll shop around to see if I can do any better. But Gorky liking Oregon here plus the points, people. So is Dabby Cab. So Dabby Cab, what's going to be official for you?
Oregon plus 3.5 and TCU money line plus 115.
Okay, but not the first half under.
I might make it official, Pete. I will post it if I do.
Not right now. Okay.
Yeah, I'll have more action in that TCU game too, because I'm loving the player props right now on the season, and got to keep it rolling. But I'm 7-1 on player props in college football right now, so
shit,
got to keep that rolling.
Hell yeah. All right, here you can do some crazy buying. I could take 27 at -152. I don't think I'll do that. I'll stick with the 25.5. And Gorky, remind us what your official plays are as of right now.
For me, it's TCU money line, TCU team total over 28.5, Pete. And those are at plus 125 and plus 105 odds, respectively, at my book. But you guys can shop and get better lines for your pockets.
Right. Okay. Billy Friedrich says Oregon has outscored their opponents 117-13 in the first half. I guess Oregon is also called off their dog. Yeah, I mean, Oregon, though, now going on the road against the Penn State defense, which is off of a bye, preparing for them, supposedly, hopefully, will be a different situation. But I hear you, Billy Friedrich. That's a good point. All right. Dabby Cab, Gorky, so great to talk to you again. As you know, in this segment, we don't do the kumbaya shit that we do in so many other segments. So we'll see you next week. Fuck off. See you guys later.
Okay.
Bye. Get out of here. All right. Next. Oh, wait, we might need you for MLB. Jose Bouquett, are you there? Oh, no.
Stay with you, Pete, until he gets back if you want me to.
Jose Bouquett not here? Yeah.
He's backstage, but it's blank, so I can hang with you.
Let Gorky have a life. All right. See, there you go. I acted too fast. All right, so now we're going to get into MLB. We're going to try to do this as fast as possible, just so that Justin McKelvey can go get in and get out, and then do something nice with the rest of his day, instead of sitting here listening to us yap forever about who cares, meaningless MLB games. Dabby, did you look at MLB at all, or what should we start with without Jose?
I have not capped it for a show, Pete, but the good news is I've bet it all season, so I can at least have some thoughts on it.
All right, so you can listen to what I'm saying, and then maybe cap the comments section. See if anyone, while I'm going, see if anyone in the comments section is saying anything interesting. And
gotcha.
And then we can move on. Of course, last week of the season here, so a lot of teams that have recently played their home finales, a lot of teams that are playing each other both out of the playoffs, and a lot of teams that are clawing and struggling for positioning in the playoffs. First game that we're going to talk about, Tampa Bay, Baltimore. Both these teams are out of it, right? Baltimore is they opened as like a small favorite. Let me see where they are right now. Pepio against Kramer. Pepio got hit in his last start. Before that, he had been great for 3 starts in a row. How deep is he going to go here? Not exactly sure. Kramer, his last appearance was decent. There is some rain expected for this game, but the reports that I've been reading say that it's just going to be that there might be a delay, but that the game should go. So I did cap this one. Definitely worth double checking right before. Because there, could be a delay, could be canceled. I don't really have an opinion here. I guess I would lean Baltimore. I guess I would lean, just because of Kramer and Pepio, their pedigrees. I would be leaning first 3 under. I would be leaning under in general. I do think Pepio will bounce back here from his last start. And Kramer, he's very up and down, but his last appearance was decent. He should be okay here. So I'm definitely leaning under in general, as well as first 3 under. The Orioles playing a bunch of young guys. So you really need to look at the lineups and see what you think about who's in the lineups. But my leans were under, first 3 under, and maybe a small lean to Baltimore. What do you think, Davey? I mean, what does it make all sense to you?
For the under, I'd be with you and again, guys, I have not deep dove into this, but across the top glance, I mean, Baltimore, they can't score. They put up 9 runs in the last 5 games.
Yeah.
So I got no problem with that under. And I do think Pepio bounces back here. This is a pitcher is such an interesting thing to cap because even with the season maybe being over for some of these teams, like when you're on the mound, like it's one-on-one on one-on-one, like it's constantly over and over and over again. And I don't know Pepio, but for me personally, when I looked at the hitter walking up from the batter's box, it didn't matter what the score was. Right. Didn't matter what the situation of the team was. It's me and you, and I'm fucking getting you out, right? And I think that's the mindset that most pitchers will have. So I kind of like the Rays here, Pete. I maybe first 5 Rays, and then I do like that first 5 under as well.
Yeah, let me see if the line has moved. A small, very, very small market move to the Rays. Let's see if anyone in the comment section has anything to say about this. Justin McKelvey, Pepio has an ERA over 5 against the Orioles. Yeah, I mean, many times during the season, the Orioles have a decent offense, especially in years past. But let me see. Yeah, occupancy. Shout out occupancy. Talking about how Baltimore is really not hitting, which is true. Johnny K likes the Rays in the over.
Says Pepio has a ERA over 5 against the Orioles.
Yeah. No, I do. Let me see. I think I kind of think you're right. Maybe a slight lean to Tampa Bay here, and to the under, and to the first 3 under. I mean, both of these guys should. I'm trying to talk myself out of making 2 bets on the unders here, but I mean, Kramer's all right, Pepio's all right. I mean, he has one little dud, which is not great to see.
And what was it? I just moved it. It was only like a 4-run dud. It wasn't like he completely and totally shit the sheets.
Yeah. All right. Even though the total has moved, I will make Tampa Bay Baltimore official on the under 9. Right now I can get -124. I'll shop around, see if I can get any better on the 9 somewhere else. But at worst, I'll take Tampa Bay Baltimore under 9, -124. Lean to Tampa Bay, but let me see. Yeah.
Never mind. That was 1.2 innings. He only got through 1 2/3 innings. He definitely shit the sheets, but that means he wants to get back, Pete. That means he wants to get back on the mound.
Wait, Pepio. Is his last start?
Yeah, 1 2/3 innings. Yeah,
I thought it was. Huh? Yeah, no, he did get it, but his 3 starts before that were almost were basically lights out, which was eye popping. Yep.
That's why I think he bounces back. I think you got an angle right there on this one.
Yeah, and I think he's all right. Kramer as well. All right, that's what I'm taking. We'll see how it turns out. And some kumbaya shit from Kong's clips. I know Dabby's not into that, but I am into kumbaya shit. If you're into kumbaya shit, read Kong's clips' comment, and let's move on. You ready? You ready, Dabby Cap?
Yeah, reading that comment too. Yeah, I feel the same, Kong. But if you're on the other side of me on a bet, you can fuck off until after the bet.
My kumbaya shit comment there, Kong's clips. I'm making fun of something, referring to something that Dabby said in the last show, where he said he doesn't like the kumbaya shit.
Look, I don't got a problem with it, but sometimes it just gets a little soapboxy. See, right. Look, Jose's ready. I'm gonna be in the chat. It's that simple. I love you guys.
Okay. Oh, Jose's there.
All right, it is that simple, Pete.
All right, get the fuck out of here. All right, there he is. Oh, great. I love when Dabby fucks off before me having to tell him to fuck off, All right. Okay, Jose Bouquett. We just got finished talking about Tampa Bay, Baltimore. A little bit of a controversial game, actually. I wound up taking the under 9 at -124 as an official play. Pepio, of course, got touched in his last start, but before that, he was lights out for 3 5-inning starts in a row. Kramer very up and down. His last start was good, so I took the under. Other people in the comment section you're saying that they like the over and maybe Tampa Bay. What do you think, Jose?
Yeah. Excuse me. So today, obviously, I guess yesterday marked the beginning of the last week of the season. But there was 3 games yesterday. All of those games really didn't matter. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this week unfolds. I will try to talk about the I guess games that matter for playoff standings and stuff like that as we get into them. This one is not one of them. Both teams not going to make the playoffs, so just playing out the string for pride. And I should do a better job of knowing when the last game of the season, last home game of the season is for all these guys. But nonetheless, I thought it was interesting to see that the Rays were favored here. -120. I expected it to be -110 each way. I'm going to refresh my line movement sheet here because I'm seeing a -107 opener for the Baltimore Orioles. It quickly flipped. It opened up at 3, and then at 3:48, it went to -112 Tampa Bay. So I'll really use that -112 as the opener and say that it went up to -116, got up to -125 at one point, and then came right back down to -115. So I think it's a pretty even game. I think both these teams are much closer than their records say they are. I honestly would lean Baltimore. But I like your unders, though, Pete. Dean Kramer pitched right back. Brian Pepio was a guy on my list to begin the season that I really wanted to back. So I'd probably lean first 5 under here as well. Market quickly before we move on. 50% of the bets each way on the side, 53% of the money on Tampa Bay. 66% of the bets and money are on the over in this game here, Pete. But I don't really see any total movement here. If anything, it's gone down.
Yeah, gone down a bit.
I'm seeing a 9 -110 each way opener, got to -120 and is now 8.5. So probably if I was betting anything, it would be the under.
Right. All right. Well, I just took the under 9 -124 as an official play. And we were talking about this for a long time. Yeah, the first 5 and the first 3. First 3 is very tempting, but I guess I will just hold off. All right, now let's move on. Next game on the card: Detroit and Cleveland. This is a big game, right? Both of these teams fighting it out for first place in the American League Central, and we got 2 stud starters here, Skubal and Gavin Williams. They both also faced this team the last time out. Skubal had an excellent start against Cleveland last out. He does sometimes get hit, though, and Gavin Williams recently has been, I'd say, better than Skubal. He had a great start at Detroit last out, and, the teams, though, Detroit really slumping, and Cleveland, of course, rolling, winning game in and game out. They finally got a loss on Sunday, but before that, they had won, I don't even know how many games in a row, just absolutely winning game in and game out, including, like, both legs of a doubleheader, everything. So now, here they are as a big home dog. I don't know. I mean, I thought, and then you said, well, it's Skubal starting, but again, Gavin Williams as good, maybe even a tick better than Skubal recently. So I was thinking Cleveland would, of course, be the way to lean here. I'm not sure what to make of it. And Williams' outs prop was very low, 15.5. The over -113. So I didn't quite understand that. I don't know. Why should Cleveland be this big of a dog here, Jose Bouquett? Are they not a good bet?
Yeah, people in the chat will agree with you. Stephen Harrison, Jake Burns, both like Cleveland there. The Guardians have scored 2 runs less than the White Sox on the season, Billy Friedrich is saying, which is crazy. And Brandon Cummings is saying a scenario that no one in either clubhouse would play out when the Cleveland Guardians fell 15.5 games behind the Detroit Tigers. That is crazy to think about. 15.5 games up. And now you have a 3-game series basically to decide the division here. So, like you guys said, Detroit's up 1, 3-game series, I believe, here. And this is as playoff game gets.
Yeah.
Especially because, I mean, look at that total, Pete. 6.5.
Right.
I mean, good God. And what's interesting about the total, 85% of the bets, 87% of the money is on the under in this game. This opened up at a 7, and I'm going to go back to my totals right now. It's opened up at a 7, and it dropped down to 6.5 last night at around 11:30 at night here. So I respect it. I don't want to bet this game, honestly. I think I'm going to sit back and watch. There's 61% of the bets and money on Detroit, but that number is falling. It was 66 or 63, something like that, a few 2 seconds ago when I looked. Now it's 61. So there's more Guardians love coming in here. And the line has moved a little bit. Not too much to where I would be concerned if I was a Tigers backer here. BOL again open -158 to -152 now. I got up to -160 at one point. Again, it's not just too much movement. So look, I just can't back the Guardians here because I think Scooble goes out there and does his thing. He did come out of not his last start, but the start before with that injury. So I'm a little worried on that end. By the way, Pete, people have asked me what you're drinking there. And what am I going to tell them, Pete? I have no idea. It's your concoction that you drink every week. But I've been asked several times by people, what is Pete drinking?
You just tell them, don't worry about it because trust me, you can't afford it. So just drop it. Yeah. Doesn't matter. It's just going to make you feel bad.
So I lean Tigers, honestly, on the money line, but who wants to bet a -160? I'd much rather be on the dog side. So I'm going to stay off here. But, I mean, again, this total, 6.5? I mean, first 5 over 3? I mean, I'd definitely be interested in a first 5 over 3. Shout out to you, Dabby Cab, but nothing here for me right now.
I mean, when you say you don't want to bet Cleveland because Scooble might come out here and do his thing, is Gavin Williams' not thing basically right now every bit as good as Scooble?
I mean, let's look at his last few starts. Obviously, Pete, like you just mentioned, he has been pitching well, and he's been a top prospect. No one should be really surprised by this. Going in a back-to-back start situation is a little worrisome for me.
They're both going in a back-to-back start.
Yeah, but I mean, Tariq Skubal is the best pitcher in baseball, and I don't think Gavin Williams is not that. 5 innings of no earned run ball for Gavin Williams and 6 innings of 1 earned run ball for Tarek Skubal. I think Tarek can do it again, especially with an offense as bad as the Cleveland Guardians. And in a zigzag situation, I lean that Gavin Williams gets hit here. And I also lean over because of the zigzag as well. But I just kind of need Gavin Williams to prove it to me again.
Yeah. Yeah, let me see if he's done any back-to-backs recently. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, he faced Detroit at home on July 6th. 6 innings, 8 strikeouts. Forget about runs. Obviously, 0 hits. 1 hit. 1 hit. Jose Bouquett. 1.
Yeah, hey. Do it again in a back-to-back situation. I think the back-to-backs are very hard.
I feel you.
So we'll see. I mean, it's not like Detroit is a juggernaut offense team, but I'd be a little surprised if Gavin Williams win another 5 innings of no earned run ball.
All right. Well, I am going to take Cleveland. Right now I can get plus 138. And I also am going to take a shot. I don't understand why the outs prop is so low, so that makes me nervous. But I am going to take over 15.5 outs. I can get minus 109 here without shopping around. If I shop, I'll shop around after the show or during the show and maybe get better than minus 109. But I'm going to take that. Gavin Williams over 15.5 outs. I will take Cleveland as a dog. And I'm leaning. I don't know. Yeah, you're right. I mean, his strikeouts prop is low. His hits prop is very low too, though. 4.5, heavily juiced to the under. So yeah, I'm not sure what's going on here. But go ahead,
Pete. The last time we talked about these player props, you're like, leaning punches always it did well. So let's see how it does today. I'll be interested to know.
Yeah.
I'm very interested to find out. By the way, shout to Nastane. I was thinking about him a lot this weekend. Hope you and the family are doing well. My guy Nate, thinking about you.
Yeah.
Pete, how was your weekend, by the way?
Oh, it was great. It was great. Let's do like my "you can't afford it" thing. Yeah, I saw razor sharp picks. I was wearing my Dolce & Gabbana glasses. I said, "Can you afford these?" He said, "Oh, I don't have money like you, Pete." I said, "These were $7. You can't afford 7." He was like, "Oh, okay." So he could afford them. I don't know. Maybe you guys could afford this diluted coffee that I'm drinking here. It is organic, which runs the price up a little bit.
There we go. So the environment. How was your what day you came on? You came on a Friday, right? Did you give out those winners on Friday night?
Oh, you mean I came on Thursday. What winners? You mean
Thursday? Yeah. Okay. So
you mean the college football ones?
I guess so. Yeah, because I the days are running in together, Pete, as you know.
Yeah, I know. Razor Sharp Picks came in and filmed me putting it into the kiosk and talking about how I liked Charlotte, but I was freaking out about the market moving against me. But it did cash. Yeah.
Beautiful. And were you in Domi's room when you guys had to get evacuated out of there?
I don't know what you're actually referring to. Lots of stuff happened that you don't even know happened.
No, that's what I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to get the details out of you, Pete. I'm trying to figure out how your weekend was. God damn.
Did something really happen in his room, or is that just something you made up?
No, yeah. Apparently, like they filled up the room with like 15 guys. They all started smoking in there, and then all the smoke of the damn it was a smoking room too, Pete. And all of the smoke that they had in there set off the fire alarm.
Yeah. Oh no, Justin McAfee saying sharp right now. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I gave Rice, and Rice covered. I'm speaking. God, it's so hard. I fucking trip over my words here. Yeah, sorry about that. It was a Charlotte game. I liked Rice. The line moved towards Charlotte. I stuck with Rice anyway, and it did cash. Sorry, Justin McAfee. Yeah.
No, you're good. Thank you. But yeah, I heard it was a great weekend, and I'm just I'm trying to get some of the details from you.
Yeah, I didn't even hear about that. It's a good weekend when crazy shit happens that you don't even hear about until later on. All right.
What was the most memorable part of the weekend for you?
Probably asking Razor Sharp Picks if he can afford my sunglasses, and he said, "I don't have money like you, Pete." And I said, "These are $5." Got a big laugh.
Good. Well, and how are our boys, Dami, Gunn, and DJ?
Oh, everything was. Oh man, I mean, we really don't want to turn this into a kumbaya shit. A little kumbaya is okay, but all sports bettors hate excessive kumbaya. They're awesome. I love them all. I'm going to send them all messages after today. I'll tell you guys. I'll post something on Twitter about it. All right. Okay. So, but anyway, yeah, the Rice video is up. Razor Sharp Picks put that on Twitter.
All right. I look forward to watching it all.
Yeah. All right. So. I'm taking Williams over outs. I'm going to take Cleveland on the money line, and I would love to take Williams over. But you're right, I don't want to triple up on Williams. He could get touched for sure. So that's it. Just sticking with those two. All right, let's move on. Ready, Jose?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, next one. This is another big one, I think. Oh wait, no, it's not. Is it Cincinnati still? Wait, what's going on? No, it's not.
Oh yeah, Cincinnati's still in it.
Yeah, right.
So I need them, Pete. I've got futures to make the playoffs. Plus 220. Would love for them to make the playoffs.
So Cincinnati is the big favorite here against Pitt. They're off the 4-game sweep of the Cubs. I don't know what their magic number is or anything, or the other team bad number, but Singer has been excellent in August and September. The Pirates been losing. They did win their last game 11-0, but before that they had lost a lot in a row. I don't even know how much. And you got Oviedo against Singer. Oviedo got hit in his last start, but overall he's been good in short starts. He goes 4 or 5 innings, but he's been pretty good. Usually gives up 1 or 2. Nice little 4-inning starts. Singer has been excellent in August. Cincinnati is a pretty big favorite here. And Oviedo, I'm not sure. It's a big line here. Obviously, you'd think with Singer going and Pittsburgh in general sucking, that Cincinnati would be the play, and that is how I'm leaning. Also, though, I expect Oviedo to not go deep and probably to be okay. So I'm leaning Oviedo under 2.5 earned runs at just like minus 120 or so, and also maybe under 4.5 hits. And Singer, his earned run prop is 2.5, not huge juice to the under either. Is there any reason to think that that Singer won't have another excellent start here? Because if you think he will, which I do think he will, then probably Cincinnati is the play, even at a big favorite line.
Yeah. So I'm putting all my futures out there as we get to them throughout the show to remind people to know at least where my biases land here on these games. I have the Reds to make the playoffs. Like plus 220 or something like that. I bet that because of my boy Terry Francona. And truthfully, that's like the only future that I feel good about that's live. So I'm especially rooting this one on, Pete. Like you just mentioned here, they are currently tied at 80 and 76 with the New York Metropolitans. I'm sure the people in Queens are talking all about this, Pete. I'm sure the city is buzzing because of it. Reds on a 5-game winning streak here. And as Billy Friedrich just admitted, or told me, not admitted, I don't know whether I said that, but told me on the chat, the Reds had the tiebreaker over the Mets too. So just have a better record than the Mets in this last week. The Mets play at Chicago, and the Reds host a beleaguered Pirates team. So we'll see, but I indeed do lean Reds here. Brady Singer is an interesting pitcher, and it has been kind of the whole year for us here. We'll start with home road splits because he has a 3.07 ERA at home in a very offensive-friendly ballpark, which is interesting compared to a 4.74 road ERA. So I do think that Singer pitches well here. I don't really just trust the Pirates in this last week. How much do they really care? Brandon Cummings dropping some good knowledge in here, saying that Singer is 1-2 this season against Pittsburgh in his previous 3 starts, 13 hits, and 9 runs over 13 2/3 innings. So he struggled against them, and hopefully it's enough motivation to go out there and get it done here. Like he mentioned, I'll tell you guys his last starts against Pittsburgh this year. He played against them, and I'm only seeing 2, so I need to just go ahead and find the third. There it is. So his last one was on August the 7th, 3 2/3, 4 earned runs. Not a good one. He had one in January, February, March, April, and May. His third start, 5 innings, 3 earned runs, and his end of or beginning of May start, middle of May, I should say, 5 innings, 2 earned runs. So nothing has been truly dominant against these guys. So I can't really say it's going to be a non-sweat game because I think Singer could give up runs for sure. I'd probably lean over gun to head, but I don't have a bet on this game.
Yeah, I would be thinking maybe Oviedo under 2.5 earned runs. Maybe Singer under 2.5. Go ahead. Well, what?
Wow, Oklahoma State really just fired Mike Gundy. Wow.
Good. Probably all the front office probably bet on Oklahoma State against Tulsa. That's what I was when I was looking at this game. I was like, Oklahoma State's. That should have been the safety, like how you can buy insurance with blackjack. You should be able to bet Oklahoma State first half, or you get your money back if Gundy gets fired within 2 weeks. Yeah, good.
Man, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I've been wanting him to get fired for weeks now, but that is it's crazy they did it. $17 million buyout. That's that money. $17 million. They ate that shit. So good job to Mike Gundy, but good fucking riddance. And Zach Robinson.
Can you imagine if you were down like 50 units in sports betting on some show, and then to get rid of you, they bought you out for $100 million because of how much you suck? Like, I don't understand. I never understood that. Yeah.
Well, hey, shout out to Mike.
You should have to pay them. What the fuck? All right.
Yes. He should have to pay me emotional fucking reparations.
Yeah. I never understood that. When you get fired, you get a bonus. And all the people who are good at their jobs and don't get fired don't get shit. Wow. All right. Okay. So I guess I'm going to hold off here. I really would love to take Cincinnati, but yeah, it's probably I could easily see this being a big mistake. And the total is tough as well. All right. I might be on something by first pitch, but as of right now, I guess I'm going to pass on the whole thing. Let's see what people in the comment section are saying. Lex Steele switching from Oviedo over 4.5 Ks. Tends to go 5 innings though. Yeah. Oviedo, I think is pretty solid. And let's see. I'm looking at comments here. All right, let's All right, and Lord Chief Jaguar Brady Singer throws a big game today. I think so as well. Yeah, you know what? I do kind of like Cincinnati. I probably will add them on, but let's move on. All right, Jose Bouquet.
Yeah,
Okay,
maybe
next
thinking
one
about Mike
is
Gundy for last
Miami and Philly. Philly is obviously a huge favorite here. Cabrera against Sanchez. The big X factor here is what to expect from Cabrera. Even in normal times, Cabrera is very up and down. Sometimes he's lights out, gives up 1 hit, 4 walks, 10 Ks. Other times he gets actually crushed, but he is, of course, returning from an elbow issue. So you add that into the uncertainty surrounding Cabrera, which makes me want to bet on him when he's a huge dog like this. Sanchez on the other side, usually good, did get hit a bit in his last start. Miami, though, winning everything now, and Philly is returning from the West Coast. So I'm not sure what to expect here from Cabrera, but I would be leaning Miami here. I mean, Philly is pretty much set for the playoffs, so, they're not going to have Sanchez going too deep, I don't think. I kind of like Cabrera's over strikeouts, 4.5 at plus money. I don't know what his pitch limit here is. I haven't researched it to find out if I'm assuming he is on one, which is why it's so low. And I also kind of like Sanchez under 5.5 strikeouts as well. I think he's going to have a solid outing here, but he's not going to be going particularly deep or going particularly all out for this one. So I'm leaning Miami as a huge dog, leaning Cabrera over strikeouts just in case he comes in and his lights out, which wouldn't shock me at all. And Sanchez under 5.5 strikeouts as at a dog line. Miami again, Philly returning from the West Coast. Miami won 10 out of their last 11. You got a team at almost 2-1 that's won 10 out of 11. Jose Bouquet, what do you think?
I think it's a pretty easy pass. This is a tune-up game for Christopher Sanchez for Game 1 of the playoffs, I'm sure.
Right.
So I'd probably lean towards like an under here. I think Edward Cabrera could pitch well. The Phillies don't really care about these last few games here. Just trying to get to the postseason. So probably an under lean, but I haven't moved on it. Market in this game. Let's talk about it here. Where are you? There you are. By the way, in Cincinnati and Pittsburgh, there's 70% of the bets on the Reds and 53% of the money on the Pirates. So that's very interesting. Under money there as well. For this game, there's no money on the total here, but I can tell you there's 70% of the bets and 69% of the money on the Philadelphia Phillies here. And this line, 213 opener, 205 opener, not 225. It seems now at BOL, so I can see our guy Troy Torrance, if it keeps going up, making this into into this situation. I'm sure you've seen this, Pete. One of them, shout out to the cash cow, but I'm staying off here.
What is Cabrera's pitch count, if any? Because his strikeouts prop here is very, very low, and I can't find an outs prop for him.
Let me tell you. Let me look, because I'll tell you what his innings were last year as well, because that'll be a good indication. And he's getting active. For those who don't know, he's getting activated off the IL. He had an elbow injury, and he's coming back to pitch in this probably his last game. I don't know exactly how the rotation will turn. He'll probably get maybe one more start, but we will see here. His last start was in August 30th, and he has no minor league rehabs either, which I don't like at all. To try to back here. I'm not seeing what his pitch count could possibly be, but I would agree with you, Pete. If he went more than 5 innings in this game, I'd be pretty surprised. 128 and 2/3 innings pitched this year already is the most he's ever had in his career. 99 and 2/3 2 years ago, and 23 was the most he's thrown before this year. So definitely think there'll be some training wheels on him.
Yeah. And Sanchez is really good, isn't he?
I agree. Yes, I think he is very good. They've obviously lost Zach Wheeler, and Aaron Nola has been bad this year, but Christopher Sanchez is not a bad number 1 game starter. He would be lovely to be a game 3 starter, but I think he's pretty good. And by the way, Kong's Clips, there is a 0% chance Mike Gundy gets hired in the next year. Because he is going to collect that $17 million. And I think if he gets hired by another team, I don't know if he gets that $17 million. So I don't think he's getting hired for the next year at least.
All right. Yeah, I would love to take Sanchez under 5.5 strikeouts, but I'm gonna hold off on that one. He's just so good. And he'll come in here and do whatever he does. But you know what? I'm an inch away from taking Miami here as a huge dog. Full game though.
Just because the Phillies have kind of let go of the rope.
Yeah, I mean, but because Miami is like they're winning right now. I just wish that it wasn't Sanchez, who's so good coming off of such a crappy start, but or not crappy for him. I mean, but it's headed in the Philly direction, isn't it? Well, not that much.
Yeah, I saw 205 to 225 opener to where it is now.
All right, I will. Oh, geez. You know what? All right, I am going to take a shot with. If Cabrera doesn't come in and pitch well, then I wouldn't want the money line even at that line. So I'm going to take a shot with Cabrera over 4.5 strikeouts. And I'll shop around. I can get at worst plus 125 here. Shop around to see if I can get better. But I'll definitely take that one. And I'll just stick with that. Cabrera over 4.5 Ks plus 125. Leaning Miami full game, but I will hold off on that one. All right. What are people in the comment section saying? Anything?
Justin's tell you that fading a potential cash cow is dangerous. Good luck, and we'll see. We'll see if Troy. Troy's probably deep into the NFL research because Bankroll blitzes tonight. Come watch. Find out how the guys did this weekend. Kongs, I'm not sure how the order of operation is. I think they pay him the money, but I don't think it's like a lump sum. And I think if he gets another job, then they don't have to pay him all the money. Is the point about that? Wager Detective is in the building. I'm sure you guys had a great time this weekend. Shout out to Wager Detective.
Hell yeah.
As well. Let's see. Brandon Cummings talking about Cabrera's made one start against the Phillies, gave up 1 run and 2 hits in 6 1/3 innings pitched. I'd be shocked if he did that again today. But yeah, that's about it. I wish you luck on the Marlins. How long are you expecting Cabrera to pitch if you're betting them?
I'm just taking the Cabrera prop, the over 4.5 strikeouts plus money. And Cabrera's the type of guy where he could easily get that in 3 or 4 innings if he's on his game.
Okay. Fair enough. I wish you luck.
Hold on 1 second.
Oh, make that bet. Make that.
Okay. And next game on the card. Ready, Jose?
Sure.
Okay. Is another huge dog here. White Sox Yankees. Shane Smith against Heel. The White Sox, the opposite of Miami, though. Terrible right now. Mostly losing. Yanks mostly rolling. The Yanks still fighting for playoff situations and positioning and everything. Smith can be good, can be bad. It's such a huge line here. Both strikeout props are a little bit high. I was leaning under 5.5 for both these guys. Pretty heavily juiced to the under, but not crazy at 5.5. The total full game was like 9, and the first half was not a 4.5. It was all the way up to a 5. So again, I'd be thinking about the White Sox at least just because of just how huge this line is and how okay Shane Smith can be. Definitely leaning White Sox. Definitely leaning under. Not sure what I want to make official, but that's what I'm thinking. Obviously, the Yanks should be a favorite. This huge of a favorite, I'm not exactly sure about that. What do you think, Jose? If anything.
I mean, yeah, I love Shane Smith. He's been one of my guys, and shout out to Billy Friedrich was going to just taking the words right out of my mouth. Shane Smith is a much better pitcher at home, and if anyone would know about the White Sox, it'd be our guy Billy Friedrich. Shout out to you, Billy. Home road splits for Shane Smith: 3.57 ERA compared to a 4.59 on the road here. So I don't love that. Interestingly enough, he had an August ERA of a 2.67, just dominating there. But 15 innings, 6 ERA so far through this last 2 months here, or last month, I should say. Struggled against the Orioles last time out, dominated the Rays, just kind of going against all these AL East teams. Pitched well against the Yankees 4 starts ago now, 6 1/3, 3 hits, 2 earned runs. Do I love that? Not really. Yankees obviously motivated. I'm sure the White Sox just want to get the fuck up out of there. They're talking about where their vacations are about to be. 83% of the bets, 87% of the money on the Yankees, though, and this line has not moved. If anything, it's gone down. I'm seeing at BOL open up minus 235, and the Yankees are now down to 225, which is interesting. So if I had to pick one of these two dogs to fade, or should I say the big favorites to fade here, Pete, I would personally be on the Yankees over the Phillies. But
I agree with you. I completely agree with that.
Purely just based off market. So no action for me, though.
Oh, I might take a shot here with the White Sox. Smith is kind of crappy on the road, like how bad it. But the weird part, though, is that the first 5-inning line at one of these sharp books is 30 cents less cheap for the White Sox, though. Full game plus 200, first 5 plus 170 for the White Sox. So that's interesting.
What was first 5 again?
Plus 170. And the full game is plus 200 for the White Sox.
Interesting. I mean, yeah, I agree with that. The White Sox, I think Shane Smith's a good pitcher, and that bullpen just can't be trusted. Now, obviously, the Yankees bullpen is particularly putrid as well. So I'd lean like a White Sox first 3 plus a half, like Jimmy would do here probably, but I don't have first 3 available, so I can't bet it.
Okay, I'm just line shopping around for all this crap I'm doing. All right, what's the comment section saying while I decide what I want? I might just throw something on the White Sox here and the under.
Mr. Tomatoes is mentioning that if the Yankees win tonight, they clinch a playoff berth.
Right.
And Brandon Cummings mentioning that the White Sox since September 11th are 1-8. They struck out 11 times while going 0 for 11 in runners in scoring position, the last home loss. So, the White Sox have probably let go of the rope here. Maybe an under, thinking about it, sounding more like an under, honestly, as well. Expecting Shane Smith to pitch good to decent.
It has gone down a bit, so I'll have to line shop, but at the very least, I'll take under 9 minus 120. Under 9 minus 120. I'll line shop around to see if I can get better, but I will take at least that as an official play. Leaning White Sox, but I guess I'll hold up. Sorry, it's really hard to host a show and line shop and cap the cappers and do all that shit all at the same time. Definitely leaning White Sox, though.
Yeah, I mean, and by the way, shout out to Jimmy who does all this, making it look very easy as well. So very interesting. And by the way, apparently Ron Crawford dropped his play of the day. I didn't see our boy Ronnie Crawford. Look, apparently it's on the Rays. So shout out to Ron Crawford on the Rays play of the day there for him. Ron Crawford. So shout out to you, Ronnie Crawford, my man.
Yeah. All right, so I'll definitely take the under. I'm also leaning, Smith strikeouts under and the White Sox. It's such a huge line, but they are real. Sorry, I'm just I'm capping and looking around. The White Sox are really bad, though, aren't they? They're just not. They're just like mailing it in, aren't they? They really are, aren't they?
It seems like it, yeah, and that's why it makes me think of an under there.
They are really mailing it in. I'm looking at this. Okay, I'll just stick with the under full game, and I guess I'll hold off on the strikeout stuff. Let me glance at the comments section now, and then let's move on. Okay. All right. Next one on the card: Boston and Toronto. Here we go. What are people saying in the comments section? Not exactly sure. We got Giolito against Gossman. Gossman, 4 straight flat out awesome starts. It's always scary to bet on a train like that continuing to roll.
Mm-hmm.
Gossman absolutely 4 flat out awesome starts. Giolito got hit in his last start, and I don't know if he's like thinking about the offseason now as well, but his strikeout prop very low. I was definitely leaning Giolito over 4.5 strikeouts at plus money, and then Gossman, just his outs prop over 17.5 outs at like minus 140, 150 or so. If the train keeps rolling, that's a lock to hit unless he gets injured. And even if he gets hit a little bit, he still could easily get one of those 6-inning 3-run, 6-inning 4-run starts as well. So I was definitely looking at Gossman over 17.5 outs, Giolito over 4.5 strikeouts. Jay's returning from a from a 6-game trip, and big favorite line here for Toronto. But I don't know. Seems like they have a big pitching edge, big edge everywhere. Why would we not like Toronto here? I'm not sure what to make of this one as far as the spread, the side, and the total is concerned. Jose Bouquett, what do you think?
Yeah. So everyone, again, by the way, I'll start with this actually. Pig milk play of the day is the Boston Red Sox.
Real, yeah.
Shout out to Pig Milk here. Pete, I think this is your favorite one of the videos. Shout out to you, Billy Friedrich, our guy there, dropping Pig Milk, Boston Red Sox here. Yeah, we talked about this the last time Gausman pitched too. It is very, very tough to try to jump onto this pitcher like, bandwagon when he's pitching so well. You always feel like when you bet on him that shoe's going to drop and he's going to stink here. And I'm kind of feeling that way today, Pete. Lucas Giolito, I've been kind of back and forth on all years. Like, is he going to get tired? He's coming off of TJ. He's thrown 140 innings pitched. I mean, he's gone up to 180 before, but again, first year off of TJ, I was a little worried. His last start was against the A's, who are a really good hitting team, and I can't really get mad at a 4 1/3, 5 hits, 4 run performance. The thing that worried me there was 5 walks. But I don't expect him to continue to walk people. I mean, the thing that I'm looking at, like, is what's your strikeout to walk ratio in these starts? And it's been 5-5, 6-1, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, 5 walks, 6 strikeouts. And I'm a little worried about, those last 4 starts. I'm a little worried about that aspect. How is the command doing? How fast he's going to throw his fastball? Because if it's not 95 plus, 94 plus, and it gets too close to what his changeup looks like. But the main thing that I've been saying since this happened, Pete, is that Roman Anthony is one of the best players in baseball, and this Red Sox team is not the same without him.
Right.
And offensively, they're not the same without him. And I saw my guy Spoons in the chat say that he likes us under here as well. I do too. 67% of the bets, 58% of the money on the under in this game. 62% of the bets, 52% of the money on Boston here, which I don't really love, if I'm being honest. I would rather be much lower than that, but whatever. Minus 145 opener at 440 yesterday. Gets up to minus 157. Gets up to minus 159 at one point. It's come back down to minus 154. So a little bit of interesting movement there. But more importantly, or more interestingly enough for me, the total, I'm seeing an 8.5, but it really was an 8, minus 116 to the under. And it's gone to minus 112 to the under there. So fascinating looks there. Those are both BOL line movements. Again, I'm maybe a little hesitant today. Maybe I'm just trying to be a little more tiptoe careful, but the Red Sox have not played the Blue Jays good this year. They're 2-8 against them, I think, 3-7, something like that. So I can't confidently bet the Red Sox on the side, but the under was something I was looking at.
And so how is Boston offensively? I mean, the Gausman prop is very suspicious, considering how awesome he's been. Just to have a 6-inning start, it's minus like 130.
Well, Boston against righties, I can't believe this number. I thought it would be much lower. 101 weighted runs created plus, pretty average, 13, 13th in the league there. Just out of curiosity, if I mark it down from the 14th to the 23rd, so the last week, Boston 101, still 243 weighted runs created plus, so pretty average. Gausman has killed the Red Sox before as well. He's just been dominating. Has dominated them before. Like it feels like the Blue Jays, like I know they're playing for the division still, but it feels like the Red Sox could be live in this game because it's going to be an under kind of game. But I just I'm a little scared to make the bet, I guess.
All right. Well, it might be a huge mistake, but I'm going to take a shot with it. Gossman over 17.5 outs, just minus 128. I'll also make Giolito over 4.5 strikeouts at plus 118 official. And I think I would be leading Boston here on the money line. Don't know if I can pull the trigger on it, though, but definitely leaning Boston.
Yeah, I mean, I do too. And that shouldn't surprise anyone. But if I had to make one bet in this game, it probably would be the under.
Yeah.
So I'll write that down for me, and I'll come back to that later as well.
All right. So let me see what people are saying here. All right. Okay. All right. Great comments in the comments section. Nate Dogg likes Gossman to get strikeouts here. Okay. Sorry, I have to sneeze for a second.
No, hey, no worries. Get that shit out, Pete. Get that shit out.
Okay. All right. Let's move on. Next game on the card. Washington and Atlanta. Two young phenoms starting, Lord and Waldrep. Atlanta, big favorite here. Atlanta won yesterday. They did play yesterday, and Atlanta has now won 9 in a row. Washington mostly losing, not that good, but Atlanta suddenly streaking, won 9 in a row. I know they're kind of hitting now, but the Lord strikeout prop was just 3.5. That really surprised me. Very, very low. His outs prop was also very low, 15.5 juice to the under, so a 5-inning start for him. And a high outs prop for Lord as well. So maybe the market's saying right now that Lord will get touched by Atlanta, which I guess, Atlanta's obviously been hitting, winning recently. Big favorite line here. I'm not sure what I'd be thinking right now. I guess it's just going to be a pass. Which of these guys, Lord and Waldrep, is more likely to have a very strong start here? I'm not sure. I guess I would lean under, though. What do you think, Jose Bouquett?
I'll tell you this, Pete. Hurst and Waldrep, I try to make a list of pitchers that I'm going to back for the year before the season and all that stuff. Hurst and Waldrep is already on my list for next year.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's real deal. I think he's going to be a back pitcher. I love his stuff. And like I've been backing him almost every start since he's come up, started pitching well, whatever. I don't know if it was it was not the last one, but the one before that one was the first one that was like shitty. But like this market, it's super juiced. It's probably going to keep me off of it this time. Starting with the market, we'll start there here. 93% of the bets on the on the Atlanta Braves. 65% of the money on the Braves. So that right there, the fact that there's so many tickets on the Braves and, there's not as many, how much money on there is worrisome. Sharp seemingly liking the Nats. There's been no movement at all with all of those, all that amount of tickets on them. Now it opened up minus 186. It got up to minus 194 at 7 a.m. And maybe the Nats money has started to come in because it's come down to minus 185 from there. But it seems like the market is saying that Hurston, it could be vulnerable here. Now, maybe this is a low-scoring game, but a 9 total with both of these phenoms out there is interesting. It does make me lean towards the over, but again, market in this total, 58% of the bets are on the over, but 93% of the money is on the under.
Right.
So big bets on the under in this game with both of these guys that I believe are really good here. Again, I'd probably just lean towards what the market's telling me. And I got, I don't know if it's lucky or what, but Friday I had a good day. The market was, speaking sweet nothings to me that day, and it actually got me to the fucking money, which was nice. So everyone kind of knows that at this point, you guys have watched me cap baseball for 3-4 years now. I'm just very much a market guy. And if my X's and O's if I think the X's and O's are different than the market, I will bow my head in respect to the market and call it my daddy and just trust the market. So I'm leaning towards the under in this game as well with all that money on the under. Maybe it'll be a lot of unders for me here today, but nothing so far.
That's what I was liking. I will make it official. Under 9 minus 112. That's going to be an official play for me. And as far as the side is concerned, you're saying there's a ton of bets on Atlanta, but no movement is, or no, a ton of bets on which one had the ton of bets with no movement?
Yeah, Atlanta. You were right. A lot of 93% of the bets on Atlanta, but like 65% of the money on them. So it makes it feel like the Nationals are definitely alive in this game. And again, I can hear Jimmy's voice saying, "Why is this a 9? Like, why is this not an 8.5? Why is the total so high?" He's trying to get people to bet the under. But there's more bets on the over, ticket wise, and then that was shocking to see. So,
but the line hasn't moved in Washington's favor, has it?
No, not really. It opened up. Sorry, I'm looking at the total right now. It opened up at minus 185, minus 186. It got up to minus 194. It was minus 194 at like 7 a.m. this morning. And then it's come right back down to minus 185. So, all in all, a 1 cent of move. But the fact that there's 90 whatever percent of the bets on Atlanta and that line has not moved, again, it just makes it feel like the Nationals are alive in this game.
And what's your take on Lord? I mean, he had a couple of nice starts a few nice starts in September. Before that, he was getting, touched up a bit more. He's a highly touted prospect, isn't he?
I mean, I'm looking at his stuff plus numbers, and it's not like anything that will blow you away. His fastballs.
Waldrop has significantly better peripherals, right?
Yeah, just all of his stuff. Like, example, fastball. What's his name? Fucking Brad Lord has a 79 stuff plus for fastball. It's 20% below average, basically. To compare that to my guy Hurston, and it's kind of the reason why I'm obsessed with him. 125.
Yeah, his stuff is amazing. Right.
And all of his secondary stuff has gone down. 91 slider and 89 cutter and all that stuff. But the fact that he has the fastball, and I trust the Braves to build off of that. But he's still it's running like Peyton Tolley, for example, in the Red Sox. He had one pitch, and it's the fastball. And he can throw the fuck out of the fastball. But if that fastball is not being located on that afternoon, he's SOL. And that is the kind of the same situation Hurston is in. You can also look at location plus, which is obviously just like a 1 to 100 ranking of, or not really ranking, but 1 to 100 stat to determine how well you can locate each pitch. Fastball 98, which is good. 100 is average. Slider 115. So he's basically fastball slider, and if one of them's not working, then Hurston's kind of screwed. And that's the kind of the nice part about being Brad Lord. All of your pitches besides your slider are below average.
Yeah, right.
So you can just go out there, and one pitch isn't working, you can just sub it in for one of the other shitty pitches.
And you're saying the market is telling you that Hurston's going to get touched a little bit here.
I think so. Yes, I think so. I think that's why I'm a little hesitant to bet the under, because again, a 9. Like for me, this should be 8.5.
Right.
Maybe even 8, because I trust both of these guys generally. Brad Lord, a little harder to trust. His last few starts, especially because his last start was at Atlanta, 5 1/3, 2 earned runs. I just kind of expect the zigzag theory to always come to fruition here, Pete. Like, that's just something that I've seen so many times. I'm just like, back to back, young pitcher, not going to be able to mix it up enough.
Yeah.
His offense has been good, and he's veteran enough to get to a young guy. So, at the end of the day, I leaned under at this game to start off, but I'm talking myself into an over.
Spoons Bets likes this under. Lord Chief Jaguar likes Atlanta and the over. Okay. I'm gonna hold off. I'm gonna just take the under. I was also thinking about adding Waldrop earned runs prop under, but I'm gonna hold off. I'm just gonna take the under.
What is his over 2.5 plus money?
His earned runs prop?
Yeah, I'm assuming it's 2.5.
Yeah, over is plus money. Yeah, like plus 110, 115, something like that.
Interesting. All right, fair enough.
Right.
I like the over in this game, but I don't know if I want to go heads up with you, Pete. I don't know if I've got the
All right, next game on this is one. This is one. Mets and the Cubs. You ready, Jose Bouquett?
Yeah, this is another game of the day type game. Yeah.
Yeah, Mets and the Cubs. Now, why is this game of the day? Because you got Peterson against Horton. Now, Horton, flat out awesome since the break. Just absolutely awesome. It's like he's one of these guys where his fucking earn runs prop is just binary. Is he going to give up 1 or 0? That's it. Cade Horton, just unbelievable. And then on the other side, you got Peterson, who, of course, has been good or borderline great at times in his career, but last 4 starts really gotten touched in a bad way, you know. And 2 of them at home, where normally it should be a pretty pitcher-friendly park, but really has not done well. And so seems like maybe something's up with Peterson. On the other side, you have Horton, who has been flat out awesome since the break. But I think the line has actually moved in the and of course it's at Wrigley, wind blowing in, so it's a low total, which explains why it's so low. But I think that the line has moved in the Mets' favor, and it has. So we got a very low total line moving in the direction of the Mets. So at the very least, whoever's been betting that thinks that Peterson will be at least okay enough to make the Mets a decent bet, or the under to continue to be a decent bet. I can understand it, but Peterson looks really, really vulnerable right now. Cubs first 3 or first 5 looks super obvious. I don't know, Jose Bouquett. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm right there with you here, Pete. I think it looks obvious, you know, Cubs, and I think that's what kind of is getting me off. Like when I first looked at it, I was like -110 for the Cubs. Like, oh, okay, this is very interesting. But I honestly, I think I'm going to move on the Mets here, Pete. What are the Cubs playing for? Like the Cubs have nothing to play for. Like you could tell me seedings, but they're 2.5 games up on the Padres right now. They've lost 4 games in a row. The Cubs have, and this is the guy that their stopper, and he's been in the league for like half a year now, which is crazy. But I just feel like the Mets have like everything to play for here. And this is like you have like they're gonna blow this playoff spot, and I want them to selfishly because I have the Reds, but I think the Mets win this game because they just want it more. The lineup for the Cubs doesn't show up. Cade Horton probably dominates. The wind's blowing in, but the Mets find a way to not fuck it up at the end and then get a victory here.
Spoons Bets likes the under, so at the very least, we know Spoons Bets doesn't think that Peterson is going to give up 8 or more runs. Okay.
I mean, I could double up here I could see myself doubling up here with a Mets money line and a Cubs under. Because again, I think the wind is a huge factor, obviously, and for those who don't know, just Swish Analytics is saying 10.8 mile-an-hour winds, going to 9 throughout the game, but blowing straight end. So I agree. They can see both.
Johnny K likes Cubs and under. Johnny K also said he loved the over. I think that was when we were talking about the Atlanta game. I assume that's what he's talking about. Yeah, right. That's
and
not
Pete,
great.
by the way, you're right about the line moving. BOL -120 was the Cubs. Now it's -105 each way. And the money splits in this game, we have, if I can find it, there we go, 57% of the money and 56% of the bets on the Cubs here. So I think I kind of have to bet the Mets, personally. By the way, 77% of the bets, 92% of the money on the under. So I think I'll just settle and bet the Mets here. Full game money line. And maybe it's like a mental hedge for me because, again, I have those Reds futures and I'm rooting for the Mets to fail. But the market's, I think, saying that the Mets are live today and win this game.
This is just crazy. I mean, you take the names out of this and you put up, like, you know, Peterson's stats from the last 4 games or even the last, 10 games, put up Horton's stats from the last 10 games. And, like, you show those numbers in the line movement, it's just like, oh, my God. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So -105 for me, New York Metropolitans. We haven't talked about bullpens, by the way, because most of all these bullpens are rested from yesterday. So everyone just
even if I knew for a fact that Peterson was only going to give up 2 runs, I'd still take the Cubs with Horton first 5 at the current line. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe that's the trap, huh? That's what at least that's what I'm hoping.
I have to decide what I want to do here. I mean, is there any reason to think that Horton is not going to continue to be extremely good?
I mean, the weather's going to help him. I'll tell you that. I lean under with you, Pete. I'm on the Mets because I think the market is saying Mets.
This is just fucking nuts. It's not like he's on short rest. He pitched last Tuesday.
What if he goes 7 strong innings and then the bullpen blows it? I could easily see that.
I feel you. I'm sorry we're taking so long on this game, but this is definitely a legitimately interesting game. This is not some kumbaya shit time wasting. No outs prop for Horton, which is interesting. Peterson's
Is he finally gonna have a bad start? He hasn't had one in like 2 months.
Yeah, I mean, the weird part,
yeah, on a pitch count too.
I mean, he changed up what he was doing before the All-Star break. Of course, he was vulnerable at times for sure. All right, let me see. Spoons bets young kid end of the season. They need his innings in the playoffs. Yeah,
and again, like it just feels like what are the Cubs playing for? They've lost 4 straight, sure. So, but I'd much rather bet on these teams that don't have shit to play for on like the last regular season home game they've got, so they can feel like some kind of like purpose to go out there and win. And the Mets are desperate, so give me the Mets.
Maybe I'll record a Weird Al parody being like, "What is this game for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. What are they playing for?" You know that song, War? You know that song?
Yeah. Go ahead and Jimmy, I know you're watching. Put it on the album list.
Yeah, put it on the album. All right, I tell you what I am going to do. Maybe I'll get.
Is that Weird Al?
No, I'm saying it's a Weird Al style parody of. I'm just trying to buy some time here. All right, I'll tell you what I am. Maybe I'll get burned by this, but I'm going to take it. Cubs first 3 minus 125. I can't not do it. I don't think that Horton's going to be struggling here. He might be on a pitch count though. Probably will be, and they'll probably yank him, but they'll let him go 3. I'm going to take Cubs first 5 minus 125. I wish I could get the +1 at some crazy line, but I mean +0.5 at some crazy line, but I'll hold off on that one. Yeah, and then the first 3 under looks good too. All right, I'm going to add on some. I'm thinking about some props here. Even just the Horton earned runs prop at 1.5 at plus money. I mean, if he comes in and does what he's done every other freaking game, that will cash. I will take that
Pete,
one.
Stupid question for you, Pete. Yeah. Stupid question. Yeah. So say Horton goes out there, throws 2 innings, and they pull him. You're 1.5, and he goes nowhere and runs, obviously. 1.5 still cashes. There's not like an inning limit on that?
Of course not. Hell no. Right. All right, I'm gonna take the first 3 under. I mean, I'm gonna take the Cubs first 3 minus 125, and I'm gonna take Horton under. It's super obvious, but I'm gonna take it under 1.5 earned runs plus 115. I can probably shop around, maybe even get better. I don't understand. This feels weird, Jose Bouquett, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to bet into the weirdness. That's kind of been my thing. Just bet. Just if there's a fishy line, a rat line, I'll bet into the fishiness. And if it's if I get caught and I'm the asshole, I'm okay with that.
I'm actually gonna be able to get plus 120 here on that earned runs prop for Horton.
Well, this
looking
is
around. Yeah, sorry, we
got betting over, right? Or you're betting under. You're betting under that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
Well, I hope he loses that bet, Pete, but I wish you luck.
Yo, shout out to picks from Dave in the comment section. Cubs money line, my only MLB bet today. Okay,
well, Dave, I'm going up against you, Dave, but I love you. Shout out to you, Dave.
Yeah, the market is very, very weird, so I'm sticking with first 3. I mean, if the Cubs don't win the first 3, no way in hell do I want full game. You feel me?
Yes. By the way, I'm a picks from Dave defender. So, Dave, I hope we can have you on screen sometime. Shout out to you, my man.
And also, it does seem like the first 5 is then headed back towards the Mets. The first 3 is favored for the Cubs, so it looks like there's going to be a pretty strict pitch count on for Horton. And yeah, all right. Sorry, we got to move on, but this is just, let me see. All right, so I'm going to take, and I also like the Horton, but his under 4.5 hits at like minus 170 or whatever. But still, that's a huge hits prop. And if he's on a pitch count, then that's insane.
Agreed.
All right, I don't want to go.
Well, I can't wait. Pete, send me the text message tonight with how you did, because I want to know how these props went.
You don't happen to have Ballpark Pal on you right now, do you?
I actually do. Spoons.
What does it
Spoons
say
just
here
sent
for
it to me.
hits?
I'm gonna tell you, minus 10% home runs, minus 8% doubles and triples, minus 2% home runs, and minus 10% overall for runs. It is the lowest percentage for offense in any field today.
And what about hits?
Minus 8% doubles and triples, minus 2% singles.
Yeah. All right. This might be really, really stupid, but I'm gonna add on the under 4.5 hits for Horton as well, minus 162. I'm gonna have to take that one, but I'll take it. I know I've got some big stuff here. I should probably pull out the first 3 then, because if those Horton props don't cash, then the first 3 is not going to be good. Yeah, I'll hold off on the first 3. I'll just take the Horton props, 2 Horton props. I'll hold off on the first 3, and I guess got to be leaning under and got to be leaning Mets, I guess, full game. I just don't understand it. All right, let's move on, Jose Bouquett, all right?
All right, let's do it.
Okay. Well, yeah, the market is clearly saying that Peterson's last 4 straight bad starts are not what we're going to be getting from him here.
Yeah, and I hope for my sake it's right.
Okay, next on the card, and go right into Pat Corbin Day, Minnesota and Texas.
Your fucking favorite day.
Yes, I do. And I will say that when Corbin, switched things up and started to be not awful, I got caught a few times on that, but mostly I switched off pretty quick. And I think there was even a show where I gave the Corbin strikeouts prop over as like a birthday pick or something. I like his over here again. And I like Texas. We got Zebby Matthews for Minnesota, 2 straight bad starts. He seems vulnerable. Of course, Texas for a while was winning game in and game out, just like the Marlins. Now they've lost, a bunch in a row, 7 in a row. Minnesota, though, mostly sucks. They're off of their home finale in their last game. I like Texas here, even as a favorite, and Corbin over 4.5 strikeouts at plus money. I like both of those. What do you think, Jose?
Yeah, the fact that Texas is favored by so much here, like I in my head, I've gotten better at this. I'm not, great at it yet, but in my head I was like, oh, Texas Rangers minus 120, against Twins here. Both teams there probably don't care. Corbin's okay. Zebby Matthews has been okay, but bad recently. So the fact that it's minus 140 just makes it feel like Rangers are the ones that roll here.
Yeah.
Zebby Matthews struggles again. He had a bad start recently that I was on, and I was like, ugh, disgusting. But I agree with you. I think Corbin pitches well. Minnesota Twins against lefties, to give you guys some numeros here to make you guys feel a little better here. But they are against lefties. Actually, not bad. 103 weighted runs created plus this month are the Twins. So not actually too bad. Expect them to be worse, but it's just not a game I was interested in. And if I had to make a gun-to-head bet, it'd probably be Texas -1, something like that.
Yes, and that is the bet that I'm going to make here. I'm going to make it official. Let me see. Minus 132 and plus 155 to combine for the -1. I think that the Texas should get this one, and I think I'm also going to take the Corbin strikeouts prop over at 4.5 at plus money, not huge plus money, but at some plus money. What are people in the comments section saying?
The people in the comments section, Turnbuckle Tommy saying I like Twins team total over. They've been smacking left-handed pitchers.
Okay.
Markel saying, is Corbin supposed to end the losing streak here? He's not been a stopper before.
Yeah.
Not in a while. Occupancy added Mets team total under, by the way, 3.5 as well. Very interesting here. Justin McKelvey tailed the Mets bet, so I will care about that a little more now, Justin. Shout out to you, my man. But not much, Brandon Cummings mentioning all the trades at the trade deadline for the Twins, so nothing for me here, and it doesn't seem like not much from the chat.
So he's saying that their numbers against lefties. Well, how is Minnesota? Right? They're pretty bad, aren't they? And what the hell
Against
happened?
lefties, they're surprisingly decent, about average. This month at least. 103 weighted runs created plus, and 41 plate appearances too. So it's a pretty decent sample size.
And why?
I was surprised what that was.
Why did Texas start sucking all of a sudden, Jose Bouquett? Any thoughts?
I mean, they can't hit. I'll tell you that. If Zebby Matthews is going to pitch well, I wouldn't be surprised if against this team. But I think it's a combination of just being bad at hitting and all those injuries.
Mm-hmm.
And they fell off. They fell off of the wild card standings, and I think they just kind of let go of the rope.
I also kind of like the under. What can you tell me about the market scenario right now for the under?
We have 56% of the bets and 59% of the money on the under. Excuse me. Interesting note here, Pete. 56% of the bets on the Twins. 94% of the money on the Twins.
Mm-hmm.
So some big bets on the Twins here as well. I'm seeing this line open up at, and I'm going to do a refresh just to make sure I've got updated line movement here. I've got this line opening up at minus 130, got to minus 138, and is now down to minus 130 again. So interesting, but not enough for me here. I could see, like I said, the fact that it's 20 cents more than I thought would be my lean to Texas. But shout out to you guys. Spoon's mentioning that he's playing Texas minus 134. Surprising ticket count. Texas sucks without Seager in the middle. I agree with you there. Lord Chief Jaguar saying he likes the over in this game. Desperate game for Texas. New name, Lord Chief Jaguar. Nice to see you. Thank you. In occupancy, the roof will probably be closed for Texas. I most definitely assumed it will be closed, so I don't think you have to worry about the win, though.
Man, you know what? I'm going to hold off on Texas. I will keep the Corbin strikeout prop, though. Minnesota has some life to them offensively. Is that what you're saying, Jose Bouquett? Especially against lefties, huh?
Yeah, they're league average. So, I mean,
average
103 weighted, like 3% above average.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to keep Corbin. I'm going to keep the strikeout prop in there at plus money. I'm going to hold off. And yeah, for that move back back towards Minnesota, a little bit concerning.
Right, it's like I had a child pass away, Pete. The amount of text messages I'm getting about fucking Mike Gundy.
Oh yeah, oh fuck that guy, that guy.
Everyone's like, "Oh my God, he's dead! God, thank God!" I'm like, "Yeah." Now it's sad, Pete. The replacement, the replacement guys I want are all like UTSA's head coach, for example. I would love for UTSA's head coach, but it's gonna fuck me on the other end, Pete. What football games want to go to without that guy? And
so if he didn't get fired, he never would have gotten that $17 million.
Well, he would have gotten his regular fucking base salary, but yeah, he would have gotten if Oklahoma State would have waited till next year and fired him, would have been $10 million.
Man.
We need one of those deals, Pete.
We're incentivizing the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying?
Buy me out.
I'm telling you, exactly.
I got maybe we need a Kawhi Leonard kind of deal.
Yeah, if I got $2 million buyout for sucking at capping, oh man, I'd be 40% in no time. You're like, I don't know what happened. I guess you're gonna have to fire me and give me $2 million. All right, next game on the card. Oh, here's another one: KC and the Angels, because this guy Raggins is now coming here, starting for KC. wasn't that good in his return in his last appearance, but he's just kind of getting major league innings in now. And then you got this guy for the Angels, Aldegari, who who was in the minors and did okay in Double-A and Triple-A. His overall stats were somewhat promising. Angels returning from a long trip. Their last series was at Colorado. The Angels suck, but this is a big home dog line, considering that you got KC on the other side, no great shakes, and Raggins, who's good, but feeling his way back, getting back into form. I thought Raggins, I think they're going to stretch him out here, and I think he'll be able to get 7 strikeouts. So I was like an over 6.5 Ks for him. If you look at his minor league, numbers, he when he's on his game, he gets a lot of strikeouts, even in short appearances, short runs. So if he stretches out here to like 5 or 6 innings, Angel's pretty vulnerable. I kind of like Raggins over his strikeout prop, but as far as the side and total is concerned, really don't know what to make of it. I would love to fade the Angels, but can't take KC at that big of a dog line. At that big of a favorite line. What do you think, Jose Bouquett?
I'm in the same boat. I want to fade the Angels like every game, basically, but I don't like taking -1, -1.5. So our guy Justin's on the -1.5. The Royals, I should say, +115. I disagree with you in the Cole Raggins start. Portion. I think his start was pretty good. I get 3 2/3, 2 earned runs, the best, but 1 hit. If it was obviously a home run. I think he pitched pretty well. I remember that start because the market was kind of screaming to bet on Raggins that day, which was nice. -1. Let me see where I'm at. -145 opener, -157 now, climbing. So I think he dominates. I think he pitches well. I think he's going to be a back pitcher for next year, and I'm just probably going to stay off just because it's too expensive. But Cole Raggins, back from being poor earlier this season, I think will be a bet-on pitcher next year. He's on my list for next year as well.
Yeah, I think he'll probably be okay here. It is a pretty high strikeout number, but I think I'm going to take it. I think I'm going to take it anyway. Let me see.
Oh, by the way, some more breaking news, Peep. This one deserves a drop. Justin McKelvey just got hired a high school football coaching job 5 minutes ago.
Really?
Shout out to Justin. That's very exciting.
Hell yeah.
He says, wonder if the games have metal detectors. But shout out to you, Justin. I hope that's something that you do. I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun, and I'm sure you'll impart good wisdom on the children.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, he'd be a great coach. Absolutely.
No nonsense.
Yeah,
for Coach
exactly.
Stacks.
God.
And I hope he does indeed by Coach Stacks. Go by Coach Stacks. Coach Stacks would be pretty hilarious.
Yeah, definitely would be hilarious. All right, I'm going to take Raggins over 6.5 strikeouts. See a 108 that I can take. Take that one. Interesting game. I agree with you. I think he's going to be good, but good here. But don't quite, can't quite pull the trigger on his earned runs prop. Wow, look at that. His earned runs prop is 1.5. Pretty solidly juiced to the under, Jose Bouquett. Wow.
-0.5, -130, even a little bit too juiced for me there.
Yeah, so if Raggins' earned run prop is that, then how is his first 5 not a good bet here?
I don't know if, like I said, I think he pitches well, but the scary part is just how many innings he'd pitch. 4 or 5 innings.
Well, if his strikeouts prop is 6.5, then his
hopefully it's 4.
His expected innings should be up there. Wow. All right, maybe I will add this one on. Maybe I will add on let me see. Oh yeah, first 3 and wow, look at this. Yeah. All right, yeah, let's look into more. Let's just very, very, very quickly. This guy Sam Aldegari, he was all right in the minors. He had some nice numbers there. Of course, he pitched earlier this year and got hit, but his recent numbers in the minors were not too bad. Maybe I'll add on KC first 5 or first 3 here. Okay, you there?
Yes, sorry. I am looking at Allegretti's starts on my phone here, and I couldn't. I mean, I just don't think the Angels are trying.
Right.
You know, and maybe Allegretti goes out there and pitches well. But I don't trust him. I don't trust him, and I don't trust the Angels. You know.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Okay. I'm going to take the first 3 KC minus 160. I could take first 5, but then I'd have to, pay like minus 180. And if KC doesn't win the first 5, then I definitely would not be. I mean, if KC doesn't win the first 3, then I would definitely be feeling very nervous about having them first 5 at minus 180. So I'll just stick with KC first 3 minus 160. I'll add that on to strikeouts over 6.5. I found minus 104, and we'll do that. We'll move on. All right, you ready, Jose?
Yep, let's do it.
Okay, next one was Colorado, Seattle. Seattle, a massive fave here. This one didn't have a line until late this morning, so I really didn't look at this. Brown is starting for Colorado. He's gotten hit even on the road. Then you got Miller.
Pete, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I guess I forgot to mention, and this is a good note. Spoon's mentioning the Angels have 87% of the money on them. That's crazy. Having 71% of the bets on the Royals, 87% of the money on the Angels. That's nuts.
It has the line. The line hasn't really moved, though, that I'm seeing. If anything, it's moved a little bit to the Royals, though.
No, yeah, it's moved towards the Royals for sure. Minus 145 opener at BOL to minus 157. But man, I mean, maybe it's a head fake. I don't know, but that's crazy. But sorry, you can keep going on now.
No, it is pretty weird, wild, and wacky. But I've only got first three. So that's it. So hopefully, maybe I'll get bailed out, even if it is ultimately the wrong side. Yeah. Okay. Seems like there's been a move to KC, though. All right. So the next one I didn't look into too deeply. Seattle, almost a minus 300 favorite here. They're definitely winning. Obviously, Seattle winning game in and game out. Now you got on the other side Colorado and a starting pitcher who's gotten hit even on the road. So I really don't have anything to say about this one right now. There wasn't a line until late in the morning. What do you think, Jose?
Agreed. No action in this game. Again, it's just pure motivation. Like the Rockies are the worst team in baseball. I think they officially clinched not being the worst team ever. So congratulations to them.
Yeah.
And the Seattle Mariners are trying to win the division, and they're at home. So I've got nothing, but I expect them to dominate.
All right. Let's see if anyone. Joseph Gomez said someone said fade the Angels until the end of the season. Yeah.
That was wine time, I believe.
Okay. Lord Chief Jaguar likes Mariners minus 2.5. Okay. And Joseph Gomez likes the over and the Mariners minus 1.5. I'll be the square sucker. No, sometimes in games like these, situations like these, that is the square and the sharp way to go. Sometimes the square and sharp angles do line up. Cashes on the Angels heavily, says Spoon Bets. Yeah, that is interesting. Very interesting.
By the way, officially, the challenge system for balls and strikes will be in baseball next year.
Okay.
So teams will receive 2 challenges to dispute calls by the home plate umpire. 2 seems like way too little, but we will see. That's a good starting point, at least.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on. We got 4 more games to go. Next one, Dodgers in Arizona. Ohtani against Pfaadt. Ohtani, of course, 3 straight awesome, but very short starts. Pfaadt has been recently great at home, terrible on the road. He is off of a 9-inning home win. And, the Dodgers had been winning, now coming off a loss. Arizona playing well as well. I guess at first glance, I was thinking, Arizona as this big of a dog in the 130s was the way to go. Pfaadt has a very low outs prop, but his earned runs prop was high. So despite his recent success at home, the first props market stuff that I saw indicated a relatively short and relatively subpar start from Pfaadt here at home against the Dodgers. I guess I would have been leaning Arizona, but I think I'm probably going to have to pass on this one. Maybe lean to the over.
What was his earned run prop?
2.5 juice to the over, which in light of a outs prop, 15.5 juice, pretty heavily juiced to the under, was kind of in light of, how great he's been at home recently. was interesting for me to see.
Yeah, I might have to search around to try to find that, Pete, because I think he gets touched up here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a classic comes off of a full game, not a complete game shutout, but like a 9-inning ball game for Fott here makes me want to fade him here, especially. I'm going to look up how many pitches he threw that game as well, because if it was especially a large amount of pitches for him here, his arm could be tired, especially at the end of the season. But I like the Dodgers, like team total over, Fought earned runs over. Like I just quickly looked at all of his starts against the Dodgers this year, Pete. 4 earned runs and then 3 earned runs, and his very first start was a 6-inning shutout. I think he gives up 4 earned runs here today.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised at all. And that 2.5 feels super low. Well, I shouldn't say it feels super low. I mean, just like the Dodgers. And I don't think I don't think there are many 3.5 earned run props. Pete, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't follow the props, but 3.5.
Yeah, not many. I mean, they're there. You do see him at Coors quite a bit. Outside of Coors, you know.
And by the way, 97 pitches in that complete game. So it wasn't even like that, like too ridiculous. He's thrown 100 pitches once, but he's gone like to 98, 100. That's about it. He only goes to 100 once or twice this year. So maybe his arm's tired, but I expect him to struggle here a little bit. Market in this game, unsurprisingly, 87% of the bets, 92% of the money is on the Dodgers here. 66% of the bets on the over, 57% of the money on the over. So the market will have you believe that this is a Fought spot where you can pitch well. If I'm being honest, talking it all out with you guys, -155 opener. It's stayed there. It's getting all the Dodgers money. It's a little worrisome, Pete.
Yeah, I mean, I was leaning Arizona, and I just feel like one of either Boston or Arizona wins. You know, one of those two plus 135 dogs win.
That's a good question. I just Turnbuckle Tommy saying how many of those Dodgers games were on the road. The 2 that he struggled were on the road. The one that he pitched well was at home. So that's a good note there, Turnbuckle Tommy. And if you guys don't know about our guy Brandon Fott here, a 3.15 home ERA compared to a 7.29 road ERA. So I get that's a good note, Turnbuckle Tommy, and that honestly will probably get me off betting, like an over or a team total over or whatever. So thank you, Turnbuckle.
Yeah, I feel you, and I don't quite get it, Jose Bouquett. I think I'm going to add him on. I'm going to add on Arizona full game money line plus 1.
And by the way,
go ahead. Yeah.
I mean, we knew the Diamondbacks were sellers at the deadline, but they're 1 game back of the wild card. So they are very much still in it. This is not a team that has let go of the rope, as I've been saying throughout the day. So I do not hate any Dodgers bets here as at all. So I agree as well.
You don't hate any Dodgers bets?
No, Diamondbacks bets, excuse me.
Diamondbacks
Anyone
bets.
fading the Dodgers, I don't hate at all.
All right, well, I'm going to make it official. I'll take the D-backs plus 142 I can get right now. Interesting shit.
Yeah, I might join you on both those dogs, by the way, Pete. I like your thought process on those.
And I have a lean to the over, Jose Bouquett. What do you think about the total here? What can you tell me about the market on the total?
I can tell you that there's 66% of the bets and 57% of the bets on the over. So there's that, and let's see if it's moved. At least for me here at BOL, it's moved 1 cent.
Yeah.
Opened up -116 to -120, back to -115. So a little tough for me. Yeah, and that's a juice under, by the way. Yeah, juice under -1.8. Excuse me, I'm gonna hit the wrong one right there. Where did I go? Yeah, juice under -116, -115.
All right, I'm just gonna stick with the D-backs money line, and we'll see. All right, let's move on. Let me see. Looking for comments, and then we'll move on. All right. Turnbuckle Tommy says these are spots D-backs try to get up for. Yeah, and Lord Chief Jaguar says Ohtani gives up runs. All right. Okay, next game on the slate: Milwaukee, San Diego. Milwaukee, of course. San Diego. Wait, who clinched their spot? It was just the playoff spot last night. It was San Diego, right? San Diego.
Yeah, San Diego did. Yeah.
Yeah, they clinched their playoff spot with a walk-off win yesterday, but they're still playing for other playoff positioning. You got Zimmerman starting for Milwaukee, who hasn't pitched in the big since 2023. His minor league numbers this year were okay, not great though. 10-7, ERA of 4, 28 starts. So he was all right in AAA, but nothing great. Vasquez got hit in his last start against the Mets. This is, I'm not sure what to think about this right now. The Brewers have already clinched their bye. San Diego, of course, still playing for something. The line on this game also came up late, although it was up early this morning. I really have nothing on this one. I think it's going to be a pass. What do you think, Jose?
Same with me. I think it's a pass. But it is, again, the Brewers. I see people in the chat saying the Brewers are fighting for whatever the fuck, best record.
Yeah,
they're up 3 games, 95 and 62 to 92 and 64 on the Phillies. I think they're fine. So I lean Padres here. Mm-hmm. 2 disgusting pitchers, and Randy Vasquez and Bruce Zimmerman.
Yeah.
So no, thank you. I'm off. But shockingly enough, I lean Padres. Market in this game. Where are they? Here we go. 63% of the bets and 86% of the money on Milwaukee Brewers. So I'd want to fade that and be on the other side. The market has moved, I believe. Let me go back to money lines here. And we've got minus, wow. The market is moving in the direction of the money. Minus 116 opener for San Diego. It is now minus 106 Milwaukee. Here is now the favorite. Interesting. I'll stay off, but it seems like it's a Padres spot for me.
Well, Jason Meyer leans San Diego. Wager Detective, shout out Wager Detective. He says Vasquez is decent. And Lord Chief Jaguar likes the Brewers. Johnny K likes the Brewers. So not a surprise here that people are on opposite sides. Shout out to Top Set. Good afternoon, Top Set. All right, it's going to be a pass for me. I hope you all cash. That's impossible, though, since there are people on both sides of that one. All right, next one, St. Louis and San Francisco. St. Louis, a big dog here. They won yesterday as a dog. Not this big of a dog, but they won yesterday. And now you got Palante against Webb. And Webb has been mediocre overall recently, but Palante has been really struggling for a while. San Francisco's been mostly losing recently. So, I'm not really sure. Webb is definitely not a guarantee to have a lights-out start here. I'd be considering, maybe betting St. Louis if they're down after Palante and Webb are out. As a huge dog, it's hard for me to take St. Louis with Palante going, although I'm sure it's defensible, and that is what I would do if you gave me a free play at the current line, and throw it on St. Louis. But other than that, it's going to have to be a pass for me. My only opinions are free play, I'd put it on St. Louis, and I might be looking at a live bet on St. Louis after the starters are out. Other than that, I got nothing. What do you think, Jose?
I've got nothing too. Minus 200. I don't like betting. Logan Webb at home. I don't like fading. The Cardinals have been fine, but they're just a mediocre 500 team. The Giants, like Wager Detective is saying, they're still alive, so they're still playing for something. But it's not a game I'll be backing. They've been kind of hot recently, so nothing for me.
All right. Yeah, nothing for me either, although definitely a lean that I'm not going to pull the trigger on towards St. Louis. And a live bet on St. Louis after starters are out is something I might seriously do. Last game on the card is Houston and the A's. Javier, way worse on the road. I mean, you were talking about FOTS splits. Javier, they're probably not worse. They can't really be worse, but they're bad. Way worse on the road for Javier. Also, really bad against lefty hitters. So I'm going to be looking at A's some batter props for the A's as how I'm going to bet this one. The A's are returning off of. Or wait, no, is that who's returning here? Yeah, the A's are returning from a West Coast trip, right? What was their last trip?
Yeah, I think they were playing the Red Sox recently.
So coming from the East Coast, right?
Yeah.
All right, so the A's are returning, coming back from the East Coast, 2 straight shutout losses, and yeah, I mean Javier definitely struggles against lefties and on the road. Springs has been okay, not bad. Houston definitely needs wins. It's a high total here. Line is roughly even on both sides. Even though I'm looking at A's batter props, I would be leaning that way and to the under a little bit. I'm still feeling out what I want to do with this game. I want to see what the market does and what you think, Jose Bouquett, in the comment section. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, fishy line. Give me the Oakland A's here. Give me the Oakland Las Vegas A's. The fact that it's -110 each way made me feel like this is an interesting spot for Springs. If there's one guy to back on the A's for me, it's been Springs. It's been pretty easy to tell when he's going to pitch well or not. A little worried about his home road splits, 5 ERA at home compared to a 3.45. But that's what happens when you pitch in the most offensive friendly ballpark in baseball, arguably. Obviously Coors is up there too, but this place has been an offensive juggernaut factory. Shout out to Spoons for sending the ballpark pal. This place is plus 17% home runs today, Pete, plus 6% doubles and triples, plus 5% singles, plus 13% overall, and runs the most offensive friendly ballpark. By the way, it is Oriole Park at number 2 today and Citizens Bank Park at number 3. 13 and 12%, plus 13 and 12% home runs there.
Oh no, I took the under at Baltimore, didn't I?
Did you? I don't know.
Yeah.
Plus 12% home runs in that place. We'll find out how that goes here. So I'm going to take the A's here, full game money line. I expect it to be offensive slugfest, and at the end of the day, give me the Oakland A's offense right now over the Houston Astros. Against righties, the A's in this last month are 5th best, 114, weighted runs created plus, while the Astros against righties are 97 weighted runs created plus on the month. So give me the A's here, full game money line.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. I'm just looking here at
well, Pete, while you look, again, I told you, Pete, I get questions all the time. Top set, Pete, are you drinking lion's blood or is that dragon's blood? Where can I get a case?
Don't worry about it because you can't afford it.
So there's your answer, Top set. I'm on the A's full game money line. It's -110, I believe. I'm sharing up my card right now. I'm getting prices, but shout out to you, Top set. Thanks for watching, my man.
Oh man, trying to think about what I want to do here. All right, I will definitely take Butler and Soderstrom over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs each. Let me see, and I'll shop around for the best line I can get. I kind of want to take Kurtz too, although that'll have to be probably 2.5. Let's see. Yeah, man. Geez, there's so many things I'd love to add on this one. Javier just he's so vulnerable. He's going to be so vulnerable here, isn't he? It's just so written all over everything.
Yeah, and you're obviously a big props guy, so I'm sure, and the offensive friendly ballpark will have that for you.
And how is Springs? And let's see. Maybe I might go with running the first. For Houston, we got Pena, Altuve, and Correa and Walker. Oh. Those are some okay nice. Those are a couple little nice little bats there, right? What do you think?
Yeah, and Springs is more vulnerable at home, so I'd agree with that. Yurfie, I should say.
All right, or I could do first 3. Oh wow, the first 3 is 3.5. Oh, look at that. Jeez,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
all right. Go ahead.
It's a 10, so I guess that makes sense. But still, you don't see many 3.5s. What are you getting for your minus 120, minus 130?
For what? Well, I'm seeing here. I'm shopping around here. I'm seeing minus 145, but then I'm gonna shop. I'm gonna shop. Relax. I'm gonna shop. Let me see.
My finger is over the button right now, Pete.
133 minus 133. I can probably get even better if I shop around.
That's not bad at all.
133, especially in this ballpark with a 10.5 total. It's not too bad. All right, let's look at the. All
right, I finally figured out my card, and I think I've bet everything I'm going to bet here as well.
When I say relax because you can't afford it, people know that's a joke, right?
Of course.
Okay, I just want to make sure, because when I was in high school, I used to make a lot of jokes, and people would always be like, "We can't ever tell when you're kidding," and I was always like, "Really? This is so obvious." I thought, but apparently not. Sometimes, yeah. And that was when I had to tail it down, which is first mistake in life. Never tamp down what you really are. All right. Okay.
By the way, someone in the chat, Ron Lofton, asking about Stacks baseball play. It's Gunnar Henderson over 1.5 bases at plus 105. Shout out to you, my guy. Stacked. We'll hit his music here in a second when we see him. So.
All right. Well, I get that pretty much wraps it up. I guess I'll just stick with Butler, Soderstrom, both 1.5. Run in the first, yes, and then I agree with you though on the A's. I do agree with you, and especially first 5 because it's Javier is going to be the vulnerable one. If they don't win the first 5, then I definitely wouldn't want a full game. But yeah, or like the first. Now I'll just stick with what I got. I guess. I'll probably have some other props and stuff like that with my bets, but for official plays, I'll just stick with all of those. All right, Jose Bouquett.
All right, Peter Loshak.
All right, that's it for MLB. You want to review everything that we've done and said here?
Sure. Here, I just got my last bet in right there, so I am on all official, all full game here as well. For those keeping track, Nationals. Braves over 9 minus 102. Yankees, White Sox under 9 minus 120. Red Sox, Blue Jays under 8 minus 112. Mets money line minus 105. Mets, Cubs under 7.5 minus 115. Diamondbacks money line plus 139. Red Sox money line plus 139. And Oakland, Las Vegas, Sacramento A's minus 110 full game money line.
Okay. And all right, I'm shopping around here. These last few props I might have a little bit better after I shop around later. But basically, I got Tampa Bay, Baltimore under 9 minus 124. That probably was a mistake. Cleveland, money line plus 138. Williams over 15.5 outs minus 109. Cabrera over 4.5 strikeouts plus 132. That line is headed down. That might have been a mistake also. White Sox, Yankees under 9 minus 120. Giolito over 4.5 strikeouts plus 118, and Gossman over 17.5 outs minus 128. I don't know why that line is so low, but I took it. Washington and Atlanta under 9 minus 112 might have been a mistake as well. Horton under 1.5 earned runs plus 120 and under 4.5 hits minus 162. Don't understand why those lines are so high, but take them. Corbin over 4.5 strikeouts plus 105. Raggins over 6.5 strikeouts minus 104, and KC first 3 minus 160. Arizona Diamondbacks money line plus 142. Houston A's running the first, yes, minus 133. Butler over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs minus 129. And Soderstrom over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs minus 131.
Oh, beautiful, Pete. What a breakdown.
Yeah. Should probably add on Kurtz there too. And actually, here, I'm seeing this right now. Kurtz.
You'd fit in with the Amish.
Let me just quickly look at Kurtz. Kurtz has been all right? He's still pretty good, right?
Yeah, he's big Amish.
He's still wait. Kurtz. Why not? Okay. All right. And I'm going to add on here. I'm going to add on Kurtz. I can get a 1.5, and that will be where is it? Where the hell is it? All right. Kurtz 1.5 minus 152. I will take that one as well. 2 of those should cash.
Pete, Top Set saying Pete's plays always sound like mistakes were made for sure. Shout out to Top Set as well. Spoon's bets also dropping his bets. Orioles money line, even money. Detroit, Cleveland under 7, Texas money line, and the over 10 in A's Houston there. Shout out to you, Spoons Bets, my guy.
I feel you, Top Sip. I do feel you. Although I've been up in baseball every year on all these shows, and right now, clawing back, I could be positive units after this show. Or
let's fucking do it, Pete.
Let's fucking do it. Tampa Bay, Baltimore under 9. That was a mistake. And White Sox, Yankees. I don't know if that was a good bet, but I don't think that really is a mistake. Washington, Atlanta under 9. That was a mistake. Gossman over 17.5 outs. Of course, that was a mistake. The Ragan stuff. No, I don't necessarily think so. The Horton stuff, maybe, but I don't think so. So really only like 3 or 4 mistakes here overall. The Cabrera one was a mistake. So yeah, like 3 or 4 mistakes. That's okay. I can live with that. All right.
Oh, we'll find out. We'll find out.
We will find out. All right, Jose Bouquett. Now we are going to do the 2 WNBA games, right? Is Justin McKelvey here?
Yes, he is. And he is waiting for us. So shout out to the one and only Justin McKelvey here.
Stacks.
Yo, what's up, Justin McKelvey? Just quickly, I'm shopping around. I'm changing. I got minus 120 for the Butler for the Butler prop, and Soderstrom minus 130. So there we go. Those are the lines I'm taking on those. All right, Justin McKelvey, 2 WNBA playoff games right now. Crazy stuff in these WNBA playoffs, Justin McKelvey. A lot of teams that were absolutely dominating in the regular season, not really getting it done. A lot of high-scoring first halves and low-scoring second halves and vice versa as well. We got 2 games on the card tonight. We'll see what – and great call on Kelsey Mitchell, though, on the prop in her last game on the points prop. Oh, wait a minute. Did that one lose? No, that one cashed easily, right? I'm trying to remember which game that was.
I gave it out last time we was on the show, but Ron Crawford gave it out last time. These 2 teams played.
All right. Let's just stick with the games today. Here we go. Justin McKelvey, first game on the slate. Phoenix and Minnesota. Man, right? Phoenix is a good team. I had them in that last game against the Liberty. They're a quality team, good character team, but Minnesota steamrolled them in game 1, covered as a big home favorite. Not by a lot, but a double-digit win. Steamrolled them. Phoenix, though, maybe they were tired. Those are the reports that I'm reading. They were up by 7 at the half, right? First half went way over. Then the second half went way under, and Minnesota, of course, wound up winning by double digits and covering. With Phoenix up by 7 at the half. You know, Minnesota is so legit good that it's so hard to bet against them. But I'm thinking maybe, again, at the very least, Phoenix first half. It's a quality team. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe Phoenix first half again, despite the fact that they couldn't hang for a full game in the last one. What do you think, Justin McKelvey?
Actually, a lot of things that you said make sense. On the 2-3 zone, Ron Crawford told us about this earlier in the season. So your Mercury first half, I kind of like that play because all year long, for some reason, the Lynx, they come out slow, which was surprising that they came out slow game 1 with Mercury having to travel clear across the country. So kind of figured that it would be a sluggish spot. It seemed like they ran out of gas the second half because also, like, the Mercury first half is bad. Mercury third quarter is very, very, very profitable, like up there with the Valkyries first half type shit. So, but I'm not on the side in this game. I got a prop and I got a total. I'm on the total over 158.5. And I know Phoenix is a top 5 defensive team and Lynx is 1 or 2 defensive team. But when I started digging, I realized that the Mercury, they shot like something crazy from 3-point. And that's what the Mercury do. Like, they love to drive and kick it for the 3. And it was like 3 for 20, or it was some crazy ass number. Don't quote me on 3 for 20, but it was a wild number. So I look for positive regression coming from the Mercury shooting. I think the Lynx is going to come out here and treat this game like it's a must win because you want to go back to Phoenix up 2-0. And it brings me to my second prop, which I didn't know when I gave it away on a 2-3 zone yesterday. I found out this morning when I woke up. it's Fee's birthday today. Fee Chicago for the Minnesota Lynx. So I feel like I expect a big game. I know a lot of people, some people do like the birthday angle. I don't usually play the birthday angle. But this time, coming off an 18-point game, which we expect better from her, and then it's her birthday, and then you still got to add in the fact that she got snubbed for the MVP. Like, she was the MVP favorite all year until literally like the last week of the regular season. So I got over Nafisha Carter over 21.5 points. I got that at -112. And I got the Minnesota Lynx, Phoenix Mercury over 158 at -109.
Yeah, 158. I mean, the last game, the first half was very high scoring. And by the way, that number is for Phoenix. You're right. 3. They hit 3. 3 for 23, baby.
So I'm saying, so like you gotta expect some type of positive regression. 3?
Yeah. I mean,
3?
At least they're gonna get 4 for 23.
You would think they could hit 7 or 8 now. Like, it's a must-win game. You don't want to go down 0-2 going back to the crib.
Jeez,
So
man. Yeah.
I think it might start off slow, but Phoenix been here, so they ain't really had no travel. Like the first game, you expected to go under because of Phoenix travel, but they came out and was up the first half. It just seemed like they ran out of gas. And then Lynx third quarter, they took off and pretty much it was over.
You think Minnesota?
So I like this over, and I like Fee.
You think Minnesota's going to be like, how are we down at the half? We can't let that happen again here, and just like lay the hammer down on them first half.
I haven't bet it, but I like the Lynx full game.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Mercury could come out and throw the first punch, and then they're gonna go in halftime, and Lynx it's like they just step in the phone booth in a halftime and be like, all right, y'all, let's stop playing. Third quarter all year Lynx been a thing. And it's always like -3.5 third quarter. And the reason why it's so sweet because they're down a lot on the first half. Like they're either down or it's a close game, and then they just go in half, make adjustments, and come out and it'd be wraps. So I probably play the third quarter. I don't never make it pre-flop. I only want the third quarter Lynx, even though it cashes on a high rate. But I only like the Lynx third quarter. I like to watch the game. I only want them if they're down. If they're up like 15, I don't want the Lynx third quarter. I want them to be down.
Yeah, I mean, a live bet or halftime bet on Minnesota sounds great if it is close at the half. And I will. All right, we'll see. Very scary to bet against Minnesota, but I'll take Phoenix first half +4 -110. We'll see how that turns out. And a great breakdown. And Justin McKelvey liking the over. And let me just ask you, Justin McKelvey, the last game, very high scoring first half, very low scoring second half. And here again, we have a first half total that is significantly higher than 50% of the full game total. You think it's going to be? I mean, it just feels so square to like bet this game 2 to go exactly how game 1 went. But you think that I feel like in WNBA that does happen more than in the NBA. You think it's going to be a high scoring first half again?
I do, but I also think that it's not going to slow down as much. Maybe a little bit the second half. But I don't think it's going to slow down as much. But I think like you got to expect the Mercury. They're going to come out like they know the same way we can look it up and find out they was 3 for 23 or whatever they was. Right. Same way we know that they know that. Yeah. So I expect them to come out, and I expect the Lynx like to treat this game like we got to win this game. They don't want to keep coming down, being down first half. So just like the Mercury going to throw the first punch, I expect the Lynx to throw a punch back.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I hear you.
High scoring game. Hopefully it's high enough to get the full game over, even if it does slow down the second half.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, definitely if the first half is low scoring, I'll almost certainly be on the second half over. And I will make that Phoenix play official because as much as I'm afraid of betting against Minnesota, I've kind of respected Phoenix all season long. Let's look at the comments section. Occupancy leaning Phoenix +7 and the over 158. And Top Set says this sounds like a Phoenix first half all the way. Look at that. Top Set. Echoing and respecting an opinion of mine in the video. Shout out to you, Top Set.
I'll write that down if I can find my pen.
Hell yeah. Great breakdown, Justin McKelvey. Now let's look at the next one. Oh my God. Indiana and Vegas. Now, of course, Vegas at the end of the, for like a month or however long it was, just was winning every single game straight up and ATS, game in, game out, game in, game out. 9-point favorite in game 1 against Indiana and lost by 16. Unbelievable. Kelsey Mitchell, awesome against Indiana. Indiana defense held Wilson down. Man, did Vegas get embarrassed in that game? 3 straight ATS losses for Vegas now, and all 3 were not close. On the other side, Indiana 4-1 ATS in the playoffs. All 4 of those ATS wins were straight up wins as a decent sized dog. So clearly, Vegas struggling right now, overvalued. Indiana playing great, undervalued, winning as a dog, all that. Of course, Vegas is going to be a big favorite again. They can't adjust it that much from what the game 1 lines were. I don't know. Is it like just too? Does Vegas have it in them to like get it together and get a double-digit win here? I'm not really seeing it. What do you think, Justin?
I can't see a double-digit win. Like right now, it just seems like this is the Indiana Pacers. Like it just seems like we're just watching it all over again. The Pacers were struggling, and all of a sudden they hit the playoffs and started balling. Now, all of a sudden, the Fever just got into the playoffs, and it's the same thing. And like the last 3 times, it's like 3 in a row the Fever done beat this team. So it's like at some point, enough got to be enough. It's a desperate spot for the Aces, but as far as giving up the spread, a desperate spot for the Aces coming off a loss. Yeah, they're gonna be mad, but might not be mad enough that they're gonna cover. But what I will count on them to do is stacks play today. Number 2 is Aces team total over 86.5 minus 112. And where I look at it, I don't got to worry about the spread. I ain't got to worry about standing in front of this Fever team or if the back door is going to be open. I expect Vegas Aces to sniff 90, 95. So 86.5. I kind of thought that was low, right? But I didn't want to overlook at it. Only low because coming off of a loss in the playoffs and for this power team, I just don't see. I figured it should have been like 89, 89.5. So I was wondering why it was low, but I seen a couple books of Bet Rivers. It was 87.5, and on Pinnacle when I bet it, it was minus. It was 86.5. So I like it. I posted this. Stacks play number 2, and another. I'm gonna give you another prop. I like. I'm not on Asia. Asia's just. I don't know. It's just. It seemed like she's getting too emotional. Like she pushing girls now. Like seemed like I don't know. Like the MVP. Maybe it's the MVP. You get the award, and maybe now you suck. But I'll be on Jackie Young over 26.5 PRA. I got that at minus 108. Like she kills this team the same way Kelsey Mitchell kills Vegas. Jackie Young is balling right now, and I want everything. I expect her to go crazy. Even if Asia do get off, I see Jackie Young going crazy. So Ace's problem. They better figure out this Kelsey Mitchell thing because she gave him 34 last game. So if she give him 34 again, Ace is gonna have a problem. So they better slow her down. I expect Jackie Young to go crazy, and I expect the Aces to sniff 95.
So you're saying that if the Aces are going to get their win, they're just going to start running it up and down and try to get it up.
Yeah, because the problem now is that the Fever, they play defense. Like, that's one of the things they do, and they're slowing this Aces team down. Like, Aces going to figure out a way, like, we can't let them slow us down. We got to run. We got to run. And you don't. It's the same thing. It's the Mercury, just a different type of defense and different type of game because Aces don't want to go down 0-2 going back to Indiana. They go down 0-2, it might be curtains. So I expect the Aces to play their style of basketball, not let the Indiana Fever dictate it. Fever slowed them down and held them to 70-something points. Like that's not realistic. So the same way we know it, they know it. Like you can't let the Fever's team slow you down. You're on a problem in the fourth quarter.
So you like the Vegas team total over, but not necessarily the full game over.
Yeah, because I expect the Vegas play some defense. Like they gave up 89 points, 89 or 88 the first game. Like, you got to play some defense. You can't let the Fever score no 89. They don't score numbers like that on the road. Like all year long, like me personally, I've been betting Fever on the road, team total under. Now you sat there in game 1 and let them score 89. You got to play some defense. So if I had to look at it, and Rod Z, he gave out. We was talking about. We laughed, but I was serious. We talked about because I gave out the Vegas Aces team total over. He gave out the Fever team total under. I'm like, that sounds like a correlated parlay to me.
He gave it for this game?
Gave out the Fever. Yeah, on 2-3 zone, he gave out the Fever team total under.
Man, I was going to say because, in light of the recent games from these two, Vegas is that big of a favorite. They were like 8.5 was the first line I saw. Now it's up to 9.5.
You got expect just the same way I expected some positive regression shooting for the Mercury. You got to expect some negative regression for the Fever. Like, there's no way in hell they're gonna if they go out here and score another 89, Vegas is done. So you got to expect some defense. You got to expect Aces to score. So I do. I'm not the one that gave it out, but I co-signed that Fever team. I didn't bet it though. But I like that Fever team total under, but I'm strong on the team total over for the Aces over 86.5. I posted that like I don't know, like 5 o'clock in the morning, maybe 6 in the morning.
Man. Yeah, I mean, they shot well, but not too crazy. They shot 50% from 2 and 5 for 16 from 3, which is, was fine,
Yeah, and blew out the Aces.
And they hit all their free throws. Yeah.
And then if you look at the regular season, like Aces don't like getting blown out.
Right.
Like, and I don't want to worry about a spread because staying in front of this Fever team's it's going to stress me out. But I'll count on the Aces to give me 90.
I feel you.
I'll trust. And my second, I gave out. I don't know if I gave you the odds. It was -109, and I count on Jackie Young over 26.5 PRA. I think it's going to be her and the Asia Wilson show. But like I said, I missed the game because I go to bed early, so I missed the game. But then when I watched it the next morning, and I just see it just seemed like Asia's really, really emotional right now. Like. Like all year long, when you watch her play, she emotional, but like she pushed somebody. Like you all right? Like your home life all right? I just feel like something going on. Like you too emotionally tied, and I can't back you on the prop. So I'll take Jackie Young. I don't know what's going on, but I don't know. She's just real emotional. So that's what led me to Jackie Young.
This is just tough because when Vegas lost to Seattle and they came back at home to get that win. I mean, of course. They didn't. They got the win. They didn't cover, but it was a very, very low scoring game.
Yeah, they won by 1.
Yeah, and it didn't even get to 150. It was a very low score.
It was like 70.
Yeah,
70 something. I know they won by like 1 or 2, 74, 73 maybe.
So, but you don't think that they're gonna bounce back from a loss here, doing the same thing, playing a very low.
I do. I would love to lay it seemed like an ace spot to lay it. I just don't want to get his Fever team 9.5 points.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all.
It just seems like the same movie when we kept trying to give the Indiana Pacers points. Not that's a comparison, but it's funny that it's the same city, but it seems like it's the same thing going on. Like the Fever is injured, they ain't got their star player, but yet they keep going out like they beat my Dream.
Right.
Then they come around, beat the Dream the last 2 games, and they turn around and beat the Aces the game 1. Like.
So maybe this is a game where like when Indiana starts to get down, they'll be like, all right, we already got our win. And then Vegas goes out and wins by 20.
And I see that theory, but it just seems like the Fever know what's at stake. Like, like the job's not done. We won the first game, but the job's not done. There's no guarantee we're going to take 1 or 2 when we go back. Why? Because the Aces, we seen this movie like a few years ago when they played the Storm. They lost the first game to the Storm in the playoffs back when Joe Lloyd was on there. And they lost the next 3, meaning the Aces won the next 3.
Yeah.
So this could be the same thing, same exact thing, only this is the Fever. I want to say it was like 2022 when the Aces played the Storm and lost the first game and then ripped off the next 3.
All right.
So it's not like we haven't seen this before.
Yeah. Here we go. Ron Crawford says Vegas puts up 90 tonight, but cannot fade Indiana points and swig bets. I have a few units parlayed up with the Aces money line, expecting Fever to not be able to do that back to back. Man, great breakdowns, everyone. All right. I think personally, I'm going to pass on this one. Justin McKelvey, let's just review the official plays that you gave. I gave Phoenix first half, +4, -110. We'll see how it goes. Justin McKelvey, please review everything you've given officially so far.
I gave Lynx Mercury over 158.5. I gave Nafisha Collar over 21.5 points on her birthday. Happy birthday, Fee. Appreciate what you've done for me all year. And second game, I gave away Jackie Young over 26.5 points, rebounds, and assists. And Stacks play day number 2, Aces team total over 86.5.
Man, love it. Love it. Justin McKelvey, as always, thanks so much. And we'll see you next week.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much. All right. What a show. Jose Bouquett, you around? Jose Bouquett, you there? I guess not. Oh,
All right, Pete.
There it is. Jose
I'm here.
Bouquett. Look what I got in AC. I got these shades. There's a little lion on it. You can't see it, but yeah, a little lion here. For everyone out there wondering if they can afford these, $10. So some of you can, some of you can't. But yeah, $10. All right, Jose Bouquett. Nice show, huh?
Yeah, pretty good one. How you feel about it?
I feel well. I think Top Set was right. Like I made a few mistakes in my cabin. We'll see how it turns out. I didn't quite realize that the Baltimore Park was second most offensive in on the slate today, but we'll see. We'll see how it all turns out. I think I'll be all right overall. WNBA is very interesting. I've actually done very well in the playoffs doing live halftime bets. Jose Bouquett. I did a few.
Fair.
I did a few. On the videos. I don't know if they posted it, but yeah, I took. There was one game. Oh yeah, it was the Atlanta game where it was 105 in the first half, and I took third quarter and second half unders. Third quarter went under by just a half point, so I got lucky there. But the full game went under by a decent amount. So that was good. And I think if that Phoenix game is tied at the half, I think Justin's right. Bet in Minnesota third quarter live or just on the second half, money line or spread or whatever. Probably a good way to go. All right, so it was a good show, Jose Bouquett. I'm feeling good about it overall. Good,
and I'm glad you survived your weekend in AC.
Oh, survived. It was fun as hell. I was almost suffocated by the good vibes. You know what I mean? Not used to that many good vibes that many days in a row. They're all such great human beings. You know what I mean? DJ Big Boss. I mean, my God. It's like I have such good feelings towards him. I feel like I wouldn't even want to tell him because you don't want to turn, like no guy wants to hear like some other guy saying how much he appreciates. It's just like, all right, relax. You know what I'm saying? But so much fun. All of them. Big Ragu. Dom Ricci. Everyone. Von Polo. Wager Detective. Had a great time with him. Mick Schnizzle. Everyone. So great. Yeah, I'm leaving out Nasty Nate. That's intention. No, I'm kidding around. Nasty Nate too. Everyone. I ran into Brizzy. I only got to hang out with Brizzy a little bit. Razor Sharp Picks, man. His yell is just iconic.
Piercing.
Oh my God. I love it. It's just so perfect. Perfect to summarize how we all feel inside. All right, Jose Bouquett. I guess that's it, huh?
That is it. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Thank you guys. Big shout out to Nate. All you guys, Jim. I'm on the Red Sox on the under today, so let's go Sox. Shout out to you, Justin. Thanks for jumping on here. Lex Seal, all you people. Pete, take it away. Let's go home.
And Trotwam, of course. I forgot to mention Trotwam as well. It was fun as hell. So many people. Everyone. Great weekend at AC. See y'all next Tuesday.